Mic check 1 2. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
Mic check 1 2. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, now they can hear me. All right. I can hear myself. All right, so all good, all good. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have our Panthers roundtable. This is our mock draft 2023 edition. And y'all see we got some special guests in the building, man. This is always fun when we leak up, and it's gonna be it's gonna be another good one. I can already tell based on the pre-conversations that were happening prior to us going live that this is gonna get pretty interesting pretty quick. Ladies and gentlemen, we got Pat Coltrane, we got Cody from C3 in here, we got T Money, we got Twan, 7-4 Charlotte Bound, we got John from One Carolina, Curtis from Panthers on tap, Rashad and Dave. We got a couple more people coming in the building. Kev was in here a second ago. I'm sure some of the 4-man rush guys will be dropping in just a second. So hang tight. Now, before we get into this, the mock draft itself, I want to pose a couple questions. We're gonna get straight to it. It's no need to waste any time. I want to ask a couple questions. I'm gonna pose these questions, and I need answers. Right. So obviously, number 1 overall pick, and we're gonna take a quarterback. So I'm gonna pose this question in this manner. All right. Which quarterback are you taking? Which one is your choice, right? Personally. And then who would you take, or who do you think the Panthers are going to take? It's 2 different questions, right? Who do you like as a person? And then where do you anticipate the Panthers going with it? So Dave, you ready? Dave doesn't appear ready. Dave, you want to start? You want to kick it off? He
With the
probably didn't hear
number
my
one
question.
overall pick?
Yeah.
This is who I think we should take with the number 1 overall pick. The guy that we should take with the number 1 overall pick is whoever Jim Caldwell wants with the number 1 overall pick. If Jim Caldwell wants Bryce Young, that's who we should take. If Jim Caldwell wants a Stroud, that's who we should take. If somehow he wants Anthony Richardson, that's who we should take. And I would throw up. But if he wants Will Levis, that's who we should take. Now if you're asking me who would you take, Bryce Young is who we should pick. I'm on the Bryce Young train at this point. I think out of all the quarterbacks that are currently in the draft for what we want and what we need right now, he's the best quarterback available right now from that standpoint. Now, if you want upside, then it's Richardson, but I don't know if the fan base is ready to have him sit, because to do Richardson the right way, he needs to be sitting.
All right.
That's just my opinion.
We'll take that. Pat, what you got, man? Who you think we should take, and who do you think the Panthers are going to take?
Okay, I think we should take Bryce Young. Okay, it took me a while to get to that point, but I really, really think we should take Bryce Young. He a killer, man, and he Dexter, a boy genius. But anyways, I don't know, man. I'm be honest. They putting so much stuff out there in the media about who they going to take. I have no idea who they going to take. I still don't know. To me, in my opinion, they should go ahead and go with Bryce Young. Quit playing with it. But I just don't know, bro. One week is Bryce Young, next week is CJ Stroud, and they say, oh, so and so is high on Anthony Richardson. I don't know, man. As long as I ain't Will Levis, dog. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we'll get into that, but that's just how I feel.
All right, Curtis, you up next. What you think?
Man, we're just keeping this train going. I'm a Bryce Young guy. Processing off the charts. He's a genius. I mean, the S2 cognitive test. He's poised like a surgeon. I think Thomas Brown nicknamed him the brain. I mean, he's got everything in his mind. Quick-minded. Go watch the Tennessee game. Go watch the Auburn game in 2021. Go watch the Georgia games. I mean, he flashes with creating out of structure. It's Bryce Young for me. He's tier 1. Don't want Will Levis. We don't need mayo in our coffee. We ain't eating bananas with the peel on. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, I'm all in on Bryce Young. At this point, I have a pretty good feeling it's going to be Bryce. We'll see if that changes here this week with the Stroud getting his last-ditch effort in. But I think right now there's a lot of stuff out there, and you got to at least put some weight to it. So I'm on the Bryce Young train.
All right, John, you up next, bro. What you thinking?
Bryce Young. That's it.
We going Bryce, a lot of Bryce up here.
There you go. Here we go.
I've been pegged. A lot of people that was in my chat that I see here right now have flipped because of just how crazy I go about this dude, man. But like, seriously, everything that Curtis just said was spot on, man. Like, when you turn on the tape, like, I know he's not prototypical size, but you cannot ignore the tape, period. And so I think that's going to be the deciding factor. What flipped it for me was seeing how glowingly Smitty talked about him. I mean, I was already like a fan and just seeing what he was doing, but like during the pro day, Smitty just flat out said on national TV in front of everybody, like, hey, I will be honored that if you're the first pick. And I'm like, as a actual like employee of the Panthers, like, man, you can't say that. You know what I'm saying? But like at the same time, it's like, hey, that's how I think that's the consensus. But as far as like who the Panthers will choose, I'm kind of on that train of Dave. Is like, whoever Caldwell, Reich, and those guys choose, man, I'm gonna be on board. But if it's my money, if I want it, Bryce, all day and tomorrow.
All right, I know Cody about to shake it up, man. Let's get it cracking, Cody. What you thinking, man?
Yeah, I'm going CJ Stroud, baby. That's
told you, Pat.
Man. Listen, that's it. Look.
That's who it was.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man.
I ain't surprised.
John knows my opinion. I have no problems with Bryce Young. We have looked through the film of Bryce, and Bryce has an elite processor. But I'm not going to lie to you, man. It bothers me that the quarterback that we're going to be picking number 1 overall doesn't even have as much arm talent as our 3rd-round pick from last year, man. Dude, CJ Stroud, at least if you're drafting him, you are drafting a big arm quarterback with excellent touch and timing and accuracy, throwing the football downfield. To me, he reminds me of Joe Burrow with a bigger arm. And everybody wants to harp on the Georgia game. Well, yeah, that Georgia game showed Stroud's ability to be able to maneuver outside the pocket against elite pass rushers that are going to be playing on Sundays in the NFL. If you believe that translates into a future NFL talent, I believe CJ has a higher ceiling than Bryce. Now, that's not to say that maybe Bryce isn't better right now, but I believe in the future you could potentially get more out of CJ Stroud than you do Bryce. And I've been saying that for a while now.
I like it. I didn't say my opinion, but T Money, we'll go to you next, man.
Me personally, I feel like we should draft Bryce Young. I feel like the only knock I really heard about Bryce is the size, and like Cody was saying, the Georgia game, which to me is like probably the most overhyped bowl game for CJ Stroud, probably since Jamarcus Russell in the Sugar Bowl. Who did he look like in that game? He looked like Bryce Young. Bryce Young 2021 game against Georgia was better than that. So if your best is looking like the guy who's supposed to be the number 1 pick, just
talk T Money.
It's just that easy. And that's who I think they're going to take.
Fire. Twan Don, you up next, bro.
Hey, man, I done talked to all of y'all over the last 2 months. For real. And a lot of y'all are flipping like pancakes. Almost everybody except 4-man rush was on that Stroud train, man. And now all of y'all Bryce Young. It's CJ Stroud all the way.
Don't me, Twine. You ain't never said no CJ Stroud. Okay. Don't do me like that, dog.
Oh no, I flip. I ain't gonna front. I've been flipping like there was pancakes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because for me,
it's Twan Mike. It's Twan Mike. Go ahead, Twan.
Sorry, hey, listen. CJ Stroud for me. I like the height already. I like his size. I like that he throws his players open. We seen what happened in Miami. I'm not saying that's gonna happen with Bryce Young, but I like the bigger quarterback. I think that one of our coaches let the cat out of the bag when he said, look, man, we'll start looking for places or whatever. In Charlotte, when you get here, look, the media does their job, and then we bite on it, by trying to shaking it up with the different storylines or whatever. I think the Carolina Panthers picked CJ Stroud the day they saw him, and, we're doing the circus thing with the fans, and, that's what they expect us to do. It's CJ Stroud all the way. If they don't pick Stroud, then what was all that about?
I like it. Will, you up next? Got the 4-man rush taking. They bringing up the rear here. Pause. Will, it's on you, man.
Man, this just finally gonna be great, man. We're talking about a franchise. We passed on Steve McNair, Kerry Collins, and we passed on Aaron Rodgers. We got Jake Delhomme. He's safe. He's good enough. Establishes a nice low floor. We can do that, right? Cam went late in his career. Let's shoulders hurt. We'll pass on Lamar. We just had so many chances to be that team, have that guy. And now we have that opportunity. He's clutch in the fourth quarter. his process as well. He's that, all the traits of the elite quarterbacks of the past that have. I just learned about the S2 score. I thought that was very interesting how, Burrow and all the other great quarterbacks have that quality. He just has the traits, the quality. He's overcome adversity his whole life. He's overcome adversity on the field as well. You've seen him come back from behind, lead comebacks, engineer 2-minute, situational football is on point. I just think this is easy. Take that guy, let's try to be that team that we've been trying to be since we came into the league since 1995, man.
All right, Kev.
For me, what I'm saying, I've been saying any one of the three outside of Levis was cool for me. That's been my stance since the beginning. But
Kev breaking up.
He out in Myrtle Beach, I think.
Anthony Richardson. All right, is this better?
Anthony Richardson?
Yeah, say that again. Say that again. Yeah, because all we heard was Anthony Richardson. You gonna have to clean that up. You gonna have to we gonna have to rewind that. You gotta clean that up. Because all we heard was Anthony Richardson.
Hey, Kev,
up.
keep it a buck, bro. I'm gonna be in Myrtle Beach in a couple of days. If that's what the internet's gonna look like, Rashad, I ain't making no mock drafts, buddy.
All right, Kev, go. What'd you say? Repeat that, please, because all I heard was Anthony Richardson, #1 overall pick. That's who I'm taking. That's what I heard. Did y'all heard the same, right?
That's what I heard.
Okay, Kev, what you got?
Better, fellas.
It's better. You good?
All right, yeah. So for me, don't get me wrong. I know the pick is going to be Bryce Young, but for my personal preference, I want Anthony Richardson. Here's why. One, what I'm saying? When you trade up for the #1 pick, you want to go for what's going to be a game changer, highest upside, what's going to really shake things up. We've been bragging on how we got the Avengers of coaching staff. What staff would be better equipped with the Jim Caldwell, with the Frank Wright, with the Thomas Brown, with the Josh McCown to fix the obvious issues that is basically keeping Anthony Richardson from being viewed as the worthy of being the #1 overall pick. For me personally,
Recording in progress.
I like the reference of, you don't want to be that person that missed out on taking advantage of, getting Tesla, Amazon, what I'm saying, the stock back in the day. And I just feel like that by us being in this quarterback purgatory for so long, we're just so anxious to take the quick fix and get it started right now. But I just think in the long game, we could be real happy with Bryce Young, but we're going to be looking at, Anthony Richardson like that bad side chick, when I chick and put on a little weight after a while, like, dang, I could have had her, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I just like the fact that this coaching staff gives me confidence that, work on the mechanics, the footwork, the touch of an Anthony Richardson. And I just think the sky's the limit. I just think that Bryce can only elevate so much, even though he's on a great level coming out. I just think that once that footwork and that touch get worked out with Anthony Richardson, hey man, it's going to be a big problem.
Nothing he said was wrong.
Are you benching him off the rip? Or you start?
Benching him. You know what? And this might not get a lot of approval, but I would be cool with the play that I saw last year with Andy Dalton. That I would be cool with him starting. 18 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Think about it. If any other Panther quarterback would have put up those numbers over the past 3 years, we'd probably be a playoff team. You know what I'm saying? But for me, I wouldn't have a problem with it because, again, I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking success, a problem. Who's going to keep the defense coordinators up at night?
I like Richardson, but I ain't trying to wait. I ain't trying to wait a year.
Right, and that's the trap. That's the trap. We don't want to wait. Let's take the quick fix. Let's go to McDonald's.
Right.
Let's get this fast food instead of putting this boy in a crock pot, put in some Mrs. Dash, get Big Mama in there with the big elbows and get it stirring. We don't want to wait on that. We want that instant gratification, and I don't blame anybody for that. But me, I'm willing to wait for that crock pot special so my satisfaction can last longer. But that's just
let me add on
to. All I'm going to say is this. I'll be clear with this.
Let me just add on to what Kev was saying. There are things that Anthony Richardson can do that Bryce Young will never. He will never. You can fill him up with every steroid known to man, and he will never be able to do the things that Anthony Richardson can. And y'all are kidding yourself if you think that doesn't matter. Yeah, maybe Bryce comes in as the better player right now. But if Anthony Richardson develops, you're talking about a once and maybe ever type of physical prospect at the quarterback position. And you have a coaching staff that could now do right by Anthony Richardson in a way that the Panthers never did right by Cam Newton. Make sure he has a tremendous O-line. Make sure he has a bunch of perimeter weapons that can separate on their own. And now you have nightmare fuel under center. There is a conversation to be had about upside that I feel like Bryce Young fans aren't willing to have, because it's like, oh, well, he's so good right now. Okay, great. But you're going to tell me that it's not in any way possible that both C.J. Stroud, Anthony Richardson could have higher potential upsides and potentially long-term better quarterbacks than Bryce? That's not far-fetched to me. It's not far-fetched at all.
So let me ask this real quick. Let me ask this. So y'all saying real quick. No, Dave, come on, man. You talk all the time on your show, bro. Can I talk, please?
Go ahead, Pat.
Oh, let me ask this real quick. Now you don't make me lose my train of thought.
I just want to remind you of this. Okay.
So the argument here is that Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud could get better, but Bryce Young can't get better. Is that what everybody said? He reaches his ceiling? Is that how that works?
Let me hop on something real quick.
What y'all talking about, man? What's the logic
here, man?
Dave,
what's the logic, bro? The dude is a problem. Bryce Young is a problem. I get it. Y'all just be honest. You don't like his height. Just say that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, Cody, that's what you was trying to say. He'll never be as big as Anthony Richardson. But the dude already a problem. Heisman Trophy winner. You see what he did with Alabama. And they ain't really had nothing. Look at his S2 scores. The dude, but you saying that's it. He ain't gonna get it. You can predict the future for it. You can predict the future for Anthony Richardson and C.J. Stroud. But
Matt Jones did at Alabama. Then I saw Matt Jones go up to Buffalo and not be able to do anything.
I don't like what y'all doing here.
I saw Mac Jones with a defensive coordinator for an offensive coordinator. Cody, you my dog, but that's got to count for something.
But what was Matt Jones going to do when it's snowing sideways and 50-mile-an-hour winds?
Cody, it's not going to matter because you might not be a Patriot by the time September hits. But let me quickly say this. The thing about Anthony Richardson that's fascinating is that he has the potential, prospect-wise, to be one of the best players ever in this draft from a quarterback position standpoint. But the problem is we don't know whether or not we're going to see it, because it depends on who drafts him and whether or not they're going to have the patience to get that out of it. Because if we draft him number 1 overall, this fan base is going to expect that man to start week 1 or 2. And that's going to be the problem. And he's not going to, and there's a chance that he might not succeed in that. Now, if he goes to a team that's willing to wait, like if he falls to the Raiders and they're fine with trotting out Jarrett Stidham, let him mature for a year, then the Raiders might have something. Or if he goes to the Colts and they're willing for him to wait, then the Colts might have something.
But that's not even a safe bet, because people said the same thing about Malik going to Tennessee. And then I just seen Tennessee fans talking about giving up on Malik and trying to trade for Matt Corral.
Can I ask a question from a logical perspective? Can somebody tell me when Pat Mahomes was drafted? I knew it was the first round, but what pick? Was it like 10?
10 wasn't it 10? 10 or 12. I can't remember what 10 it was.
It was 10th pick. They traded up the 10th pick in 2017.
Right. Okay, so they trade up to the 10th pick. What would be the difference? Like, let's suppose what Kev said is true and they draft Anthony Richardson. Why are we against them doing the same thing in Carolina? Because I read somewhere where they said Andy Dalton would play games this year. I can't remember who said it. It could have been some one-off report. But if they bring him in, what would be the difference?
Everywhere Andy Dalton go, he end up playing.
Well, I'll just say this. If they bring him in, what would be the difference if we project that this guy can have a high level of success, letting him sit for a year to develop? Like, what's the problem with that? Because with Andy Dalton,
we win a division with Andy Dalton. Y'all know that, right?
Period.
Y'all
That's
know
what I'm saying.
That's
what I'm saying. Yeah.
I don't know about all that. Y'all in here.
Damn, we would have been.
Man, we would have been.
Hold on. All right.
I'm gonna tell you.
I do this real quick, bro. Y'all about to make me retire again. I'm about to retire on top of the retire.
It's a whole lot.
Let me bring this back. Let me bring it back because we got JD and we got to get Dunk. We got to get their opinion. So let's reel it back in, and then we will round table it back up. But that's good conversation around Richardson. Y'all might have your boy flipping a little bit,
Hey.
but let's see. Let's hold on for a second.
Let's
hold
go.
on for that for a
Why
second.
y'all not talking about? Why y'all not
Because
talking about
he was
Richardson
flip
S2 score?
flipping. He was doing a
Why
whole
y'all
lot of
not talking
caping for
about
Anthony
S2
Richardson.
score of a 92 right after
Oh,
Bryce
okay.
Young. Why his S2 score? If Richardson would have had a low 70, everybody be dogging him out. His score was right behind Bryce Young. Nobody even mentioned the people about that.
Uh-oh.
It's true. All
Bryce
right,
had a
JD,
98.
hold on. All right, let's get JD
94.
opinion real quick.
Uh-oh.
JD, where you at with it? Where are you going first overall pick, and who do you think the Panthers are going to take?
Man, I've been back and forth flip flopping since the end of college football season. I've come to this conclusion. I'll give you my top three. No, top two, because the third one ain't even relevant. Number one has got to be Bryce Young for me. We've lacked an adult at the quarterback position since like 2018. And I appreciate y'all, all the, you know what I'm saying, AR could do a backflip and he 250 or whatever. Just make the right decision, beloved. Like, get the ball out on time. Like, y'all laughing, but I'm so serious. Like, we haven't had an adult with adult type playmaking skills. Like, it's been ages. So, first of all, and from the perspective that Tepper and them are probably short fused because they gave this man Matt Rule what they gave him. This coaching staff know it's going to be a short turnaround. Like, we got the Avengers. They done opened up the checkbook. They not really trying to wait. Like, they trying to do it right now. So from that perspective, there is no other quarterback in this class that can do it right now, save Bryce Young. And I don't care what none of y'all say, argue with your mama. Number two, Anthony Richardson. Cody and Kev are spot on for real. Like, if you assemble the Avengers and you jump up to one and you don't get an elite generational type talent just because he's not ready right now, you don't belong in the league. Like, you don't trade all the way up to one for safe with no ceiling. Like, it's just something you don't do. And I think with Jim Caldwell and all those guys, you can get the most out of Anthony Richardson. I don't think he's far away, as people say, based off the film. Y'all know I watch film or whatever, what have you. Completion percentage has never been the measuring stick for me. I feel like that's a function of your offense. I can get you layups, and you'll shoot a higher career percentage than the best 3% shooter in the league. So we can move the rock. Regardless. And then you add that on top of the rushing attack they're planning to have, zone read options, RPOs. I think you can drop Anthony Richardson in the starting lineup quicker than most people think. But I am with John down there, like, sit him a year. I feel like that should be the obvious answer for most franchises, unless you have a guy like Bryce Young coming out who is ready as soon as the plane touches down. Just sit him a year, get the most out of him, let him learn the offense, and then take off from there.
All right.
Can I say something real quick?
Hold on, Twan. Let's get Dunk, because we wait for a long time. Dunk. Hold on, Dave.
No, I want to say something. When Dunk's done, I'm going to have an add-on question, and then we'll get into the conversation.
All right, bet. Dunk, what up? What it be like? Go ahead, man.
What's going on, fellas, man? Y'all, it's a lot of hostility in this stream, man. We chilling right now, man. We good either way.
Violence here.
We good either way.
In Panthers Twitter,
chill,
Panthers
man.
YouTubers.
Y'all stressed.
Dump.
Y'all stressed. We good either way. If I had to pick my top choice, it's probably gonna be Bryce. I feel comfortable with Bryce at this point. I had the same reservations as most, the size and stuff. I was talking a lot of trash until we traded up and actually was in position to get him. Now I'm on board with it. I have my reservations about how our offense is as assembled. So yeah, I mean, if we do go the Richardson route, it would probably be Dalton to start for the most part. Maybe you bring in Richardson for a couple wildcat packages or here and there, this and that, the third. I just think we're gonna have to be a lot more creative than most expect us to this year in our offense. There's gonna be a lot of short passing game. There's gonna be a lot of short to intermediate at the most stuff, and that's kind of where Anthony Richardson struggles fundamentally right now. I mean, your fundamentals is where all the short passing game and consistency shows up there. So I mean, it's going to take some time but if we go AR, I've already kind of got my mindset with Andy Dalton. Got my mindset with Andy Dalton anyway, for the most part, because the grind of playing quarterback in the NFL is tough regardless. But I think Bryce is the right choice. We need some new blood. Like JD said, we need an adult. Just the way that he goes about, carries himself, the preparation, easygoing, he's calm. It just seems like he was born to play quarterback, and his parents have been doing everything since day one to put him in the position he is today. From, you know what I'm saying, he's been taking the S2 test for X amount of years in the past, and how good the score came out to be. Just listen to how his parents talk about him being the only child, him going to Modern Day, him going to Alabama. It just seems like he's meant to play quarterback, and he's meant to be that guy. I know we're talking about an anomaly as far as his size, an outlier, I guess, whatever you want to call it. But rules are made to be broken, and I think Bryce could be that guy to happen. If not, I mean, what are they going to do? We're going to keep retreading on these other quarterbacks. So I'm like, at this point, try something. You know, I really don't care at this point. I'm good either way. I have confidence in our coaching staff. I think we'll get it right. I honestly think Bryce will be the pick just because Scott Fitter is too much on the hot seat. He doesn't have the same window that our coaching staff may have as far as turning this franchise around. So I think the closest, the shortest timeline to getting us to where we need to be is probably Bryce Young.
Go ahead, Dave.
Juan, you had something you wanted to say. Go for it, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
then I'll ask the question.
Hey, look, listen to this. The problem I got with the Anthony Richardson thing is simply this right here. For all you guys that are saying Anthony Richardson, why would we trade up to the number 1 pick to do that? That makes no sense. We don't have to. Look, we're going to get cake on our face if we did all of that, gave up those picks and sent DJ to Chicago to go pick Anthony Richardson, a project. Y'all want to pick up a project.
They traded up to have that prerogative
first
to take
pick. That's doing Panthers things from the old.
They may.
The problem is that Richardson might not be there at 9. That's the issue.
Yeah.
Like, there's a possibility that the quarterbacks will be gone.
Trade up to 3.
Hey, Dave, let me tell you who Richardson is. Richardson is 2023's Malik Willis.
Oh, stop
They hyped that man. No. They hyped him up. They hyped him up last year.
Credibility is flying out the window.
No, I'm being for real. Listen. What? Nobody really said nothing about no AR-15 all year when he was playing because he wasn't good this year until the end of the year, and then the media started pouring into him. Then everybody started thinking that.
He also had 16 drops by Florida wide receivers last
year.
So,
it's 50.
He also overthrew 1,000 people.
It was
50?
He had the 107th ranked wide receiver core 15 drops. That's ridiculous.
All I'm saying is that completion percentage number does not tell you the entire story about what Anthony Richardson is capable of.
I agree with that.
Anthony Richardson last year.
Who was Carolina afraid that's going? Who was Carolina afraid that's going? Swipe Anthony Richardson from up under us that we got to go to number 1.
You don't
know where he's at. Everybody's bored.
Wait.
Hey, Twan want all the smoke.
Guys,
come on, man.
I'll put it to you like this. Me and Rashad did a live mock draft a few weeks ago. And when we did this live mock draft about a month ago, when we did this live mock draft, and there was a fan base from every single team for this draft, we were trying to trade. We had the 9th picks at this point. This was before we traded up to 1. We were trying to trade up because we felt like there was no way none of the quarterback, Young or Stroud, was not going to be there at 9. We kind of figured that. So we were trying our best to get up to 9. Nobody wanted to trade with us. By the time we got to 9, you know what quarterback was available for us?
Levis.
Will Levis. That was it. I was sitting there like, I don't want to take him. I'd rather take something else. And we ended up taking him, and the chat went wild.
Wasn't offering up DJ Moore either, though.
No, we weren't. Right. So let me pose this.
We didn't have that option. We only offer up picks.
Let me pose this.
We were trying to give up whatever we could to get up, and then by the time 6 happened, by the time we got past the Raiders, the quarterbacks were gone. They were all gone.
So let me pose this question for all those, and I'm not opposed to Richardson either.
wait,
Hold on,
Dave.
Dave. Hold on. You can't cut me off right now. I'm like halfway through my joint. You gonna cut me off, Dave? Yo, come on. Hold on, Dave.
Featuring
Hold
Rashad.
on. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So let me pose this question for those that feel confident about AR. Right. And we keep talking about coaching staff and the coaching staff. We got the Avengers of the coaching staff. Blah 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 blah. Do you think this coaching staff will be held together long enough for us to see it through for his development, right? These guys are going to start getting plucked away, and then you left with what you thought was going to be a talented coaching staff to develop a guy. And do you envision that being the case, or is that not in the cards?
Or not even that? What if Anthony Richardson just lazy? Like, what if he don't?
I ain't gonna say that.
Don't do that. I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready for that. This is like the first time. This is like the first time.
Nobody's mentioned lazy.
We ain't talking about Will Levis like that. The quarterback that we normally would down. Now I'm not ready for that. I'm not ready to do that.
You just got to define seeing it through though. Like seeing it through his prime to get to his prime. Is it just to be like what version of Anthony Richardson do you want to see?
So we keep
talking prime. It may be 5 years, and we're not going to have to stay together.
Right.
Years.
So what I'm saying is we keep talking about potential, and we keep talking about hypothetically we sit him for a year, right? Everybody's saying we cool with sitting him for a year. After year one, and the Panthers are doing okay. Who's to say folks might likely start getting snatched, and then by the time he's starting, that coaching staff that developed him is or not all of them, but some of those guys could be gone. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. I'm just throwing it out there as an option for, or as a caveat to the development piece. You know what I'm saying?
Now, Rashad, to your point, I'll say this. It's about who that, because this staff, the reason why I trust them so much is because of the guys that they hire underneath them as well. Like, take for instance, I know this is different. This is defense versus offense, but defensively with San Francisco, who would have thought that the defense could have looked any better than under Robert Saleh than it did? Then you had D'Amico Ryan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So the guys that are behind them can be just as effective as, when those other guys move out. Plus, Jim Caldwell ain't in no rush to get no head coaching job. So he probably going to stick around so that you can see developing other coaches as well.
He in a rush. He just won't get hired. I mean, nobody it ain't his fault. You want to get
personnel is the biggest thing though for San Fran. Though personnel is the biggest thing.
But Rashad, the question that you posed, that's the same no matter what quarterbacks you pick. If the Panthers burn it up next year, Thomas Brown's out the door, man. He's going to be having head coaching offers.
Maybe.
Right.
There's reasons why.
Maybe.
Don't say maybe for a reason.
His offer. If
coaches don't get hired too quick.
He's not going to be in the building for very long. That's going to be true no matter what.
I just need him there for 2 years.
2
years.
He's going to be there 2 years.
But no, you don't. You need him for more than 2 years. We're not trying to be a flash in the pan, one and done type of football team. We want a team that's going to be able to go and be a legitimate contender.
Based on the trends, I think we're going to have him more than 2 years. But if
you're going to draft based on upside and what these quarterbacks are capable of doing in the future, Bryce is the most ready to play right now. But I'm sorry, both CJ and Anthony Richardson have a higher ceiling than he does.
Where's CJ come from in this conversation?
He has
much better. Can we leave him out of this?
Let me answer that, man.
I have a question. Why do we automatically equate ceiling with athleticism? I mean,
I'm not
Cam Newton had a 6-year career. He had injury issues. Lamar Jackson last year, 2 seasons in a row, he didn't finish. Josh Allen, we see him playing through injury. How long is he going to be able to continue to play with that style? The longest QBs, the best QBs with the longest career, Brady, Montana, go back as far as you want. They had elite mental processing traits.
That's a
fact. Why can't we equate mental processing traits with ceiling as opposed to big arm, fast, athletic quarterbacks?
It is a part of it. But
give Will a shot.
Longevity. And number 2, why do we assume everything is coachable? What if he doesn't get coached up? What if he doesn't process faster? What if he doesn't speed things up? That's a risk. There's a lot of risk.
We be prisoners of the moment, bro. Do you know how much of an anomaly it was for Josh Allen to come into the league at 50% completion percentage and jump to the 60s? That is not normal. That doesn't happen every day.
It depends on what's fixable.
It was an anomaly until it wasn't.
But now they're trying to act like that's just normal, and that's why people are.
No.
There was
Josh Allen was an anomaly.
There was never a
Josh was
6-foot
an
quarterback
anomaly.
to
Even
win the
Mahomes
Super
was
Bowl.
throwing 5,000
until
yards
Drew
in
Brees
college.
did.
He had a 700-yard passing game.
Somebody comes along and they buck the trend, and then now that becomes the new normal. If you see Josh Allen and Justin Herbert do it, then NFL coaches are going to be like, well, yeah, I can fix up that game. And then like what Kev said, he had a 95% S2 score. We've never heard of this S2 score in our lives.
Facts.
But now
I heard of
the Bryce is like the master of it. It's the only thing that can determine whether or not a quarterback can go through his progressions or not.
Oh.
Okay, so now we're talking about Anthony Richardson having a 95 and all of this athletic potential that Bryce is never going to have, and then we pretend like it doesn't matter because we don't want to wait.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, Cody.
cares?
Like the guy, you had a guy on the free for all the other night, the Friday free for all, that talked about the S2 sets. He said it's one step, one piece of the puzzle to show that a player could potentially become something. But he did say something else, and I don't know if you caught this. He said that there has been no player on that has taken that test that scored below like a 80 or something like that that's had any success in the NFL. So it matters.
It matters. Let's get into something. I want to ask you guys a straight question. I want to ask y'all a straight question.
That's crazy.
So this is an easy question. I just want your order. We've talked about who us as people would like the order to be as the top 3 quarterbacks to take number 1 overall. I want you guys to tell me what you think the Panthers think the top 3 is. So I'm going to go around the room and ask you guys straight answer. I don't need like a long-winded emphasis. I just want the 3 quarterbacks in ranking. I'm going to start with Pat. Top 3. What's the order where you think the quarterbacks are from the Panthers organization perspective?
Man, I don't know. I kind of answer that. I honestly don't know, man, because they, like I said, they put in so much stuff in the media. 1 minute it seems like CJ Stroud is number 1, and 1 minute is Anthony Richardson, and 1 minute is Bryce. It's hard to say, man. I honestly can't answer that, man. But can I answer that? No, let me say this real quick, because I feel like I ain't being clear, and I saw Rashad start recording this. I feel like he's gonna start clipping stuff and say, okay, so let me make this real clear then. Since I heard my man JD say who his top 3 was. Okay, y'all hear me, comparing Bryce Young and AR. I do like AR. And I'm be honest, I would prefer him over CJ Stroud because of the ceiling talk that y'all saying. You know what I'm saying? To me, CJ Stroud he dope, but either I want a sure thing or I'm a gamble. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know a whole lot about CJ Stroud. Like y'all bring up the Georgia game and all that. I just don't get that fuzzy feeling from him. So I want Bryce Young. If we can't get him, then I'll go with AR. I ain't too big on CJ though, but he is number 3. So I wanted to put that out there clear. What the Panthers are going to do, I don't know, bro.
All right. What about you, Curtis?
If I had to guess, I'd go Bryce Young. I'm not buying the AR hype. So I'd go Stroud too. It's hard to discount what they did and how their mentality was at that pro day for Stroud. I mean, they were smiling ear to ear. I mean, that was hard to ignore. So I'm not buying the Richardson hype. I don't think they're waiting to wait a year. I don't think Scott Fitter can wait a year and bank off of Anthony Richardson in his second year. I just don't think he's got the time for that. And that's the way. And then I would put Richardson at 3. I think Will Levis was an option if they were at 9. I don't think he's an option anymore.
All right, John.
Oh man, let me see. From 3 to 1, I'm gonna go Bryce, and don't at me.
Come on, talk to him.
Jesus, I said no. All right, fine.
Tell him not to at me.
No wiggle room.
Talk to him.
yeah.
Not the drop.
Yes, sir.
Hey, dog, you know how we do it, dog.
Hey, man.
All right.
He ain't wiggling
I'm
at
rolling. All right, Cody, what are your top 3, man? That from the Panthers organization standpoint, where do you think the Panthers rank 3?
I think they have Bryce number 1, they got CJ number 2, and they got Anthony Richardson number 3. I want to say this about CJ though. Look, everybody, if you want to say Bryce is better under pressure, processing all this stuff, fine, I'll give that to you. I'm not taking that away from Bryce. CJ has a much better arm than Bryce. I'm sorry, he just does. And it's not even by a little bit. If you go back to that game against Wisconsin, there is a throw that CJ Stroud makes in a window right at the goal line. He throws an absolute heater. And that is arm talent, man. He displays that all the time. Throughout 2 seasons, he had a 70% completion percentage. Like, I'm sorry, that stuff matters, man. It does. And I feel like people don't put enough emphasis that CJ has one of the prettiest ball throwing. He's one of the prettiest throwers of the football. And I knew you were going to do that, Rashad. Rashad, the only reason I changed that because I knew you were about to pause me, bro. Look, he is one of the best throwers of the football I have ever seen coming out of college. The touch, the timing, and the accuracy on downfield throws is absolutely incredible. And I do not see that from Bryce in the same way that I do CJ.
I put that on the emphasis of you.
All right.
5 first round.
T Money, you're next anyway, so you can give me a rankings while you're talking.
For me, I think the Panthers have it. Bryce, CJ, and AR. Like I said, with AR, I mean, we can do all the combine and all the little cute stuff, underwear stuff. Nobody was watching Anthony Richardson last year saying he's the number 1 pick in the draft.
No one.
and with CJ, I mean, yeah, he has the pretty downfield throws. He also has we've seen him probably play with 5 first-round NFL receivers between Garrett Wilson, Olave, Marvin Harrison Jr. gonna go first round, JSN, and what's the other one? Aneka. So I mean, yeah, I can make pretty throws if I got 5 first-round NFL receivers too.
No, you can't. No, you can't.
Get him, Cody.
I can't either, but no, you can't, T.
Yeah, you can,
If
T
you
Money.
wanna
I
buy
believe in you,
yourself,
dog.
Okay.
No,
You can do it.
And I biggest thing with Bryce is people talk about his size, but like I said on somebody's show today, is his like if anything he got the most as close as he could NFL time like to take hits and stuff and to get hit by big fast dudes in the SEC. That's the closest you're gonna get to practicing as far as like comparing to the NFL.
Why do we pretend like only NFL players come out of the SEC?
Yo, I hate
like,
that, bro.
Like the Big Ten never
we
puts
gotta
out
stop
NFL
that.
players.
We gotta stop that.
Like
We
the
really do,
Pac-12
'cause
never puts out
I
NFL
hate
players.
that, bro.
Like
Talk to him,
I mean,
Cody.
come on.
I'm not saying only, but I'm
Talking
saying
about size,
It's
right?
levels to it, man.
Like,
We
you mean
saw-
size, right?
Bro,
saw
all
the
I'm gonna
college football
say
playoff
is
this year.
this. All I'm gonna say is this. James Houston showed up on Thanksgiving and outplayed the top overall pick that Detroit took. That's all I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, Twan, what do you got? What do you think the Panthers got?
Some of y'all making me sick. Hey, listen. The Anthony Richardson stuff making me sick. Listen.
That brother is distraught.
Good grief.
Dying.
I think the Panthers go CJ Stroud first. Man, I'm old school. I go by the eye test. Like I said, when we saw them together, kumbaya together, man, like, I mean, that felt good. You know, like, that felt real to me, you know. Obviously, after that, Bryce Young. And I know Cody going to love this right here. I don't think they go with another quarterback coming out of college. I think the third option is Matt Corral, the guy that's already on the team.
Hey, thought that.
All right.
Thought that.
I know this squad didn't necessarily pick him up, but I mean, Matt Corral still is a viable direction to go in. We've heard what some players have said about him. We heard what some players have said about him, but I think they'll stay home before they go somewhere else. Look, to me, it's CJ Stroud or Bryce Young. I mean, I don't know why we're talking about other quarterbacks coming out of this thing or whatever. And that's why I'm saying this Anthony Richardson discussion is disgusting me, because he shouldn't even be in this discussion at all. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about the number 1 pick, and y'all talking about Anthony Richardson.
Sometimes rule everything, man. All right, Will, what do you got?
I think it's Bryce Young at this point. A lot of credible people in the media have pretty much come out and said it. Number 2, I think Dan Orlovsky said this. When you move up to the number 1 pick, why be that risky to get up there, only to take the safe pick, which is probably Stroud. I look at him. I mean, people think the Jared Goff comp as an insult. I think it's a very good one. Goff also throws a very pretty ball. Pause. He does a great ball placement, you know, good arm. But you know, Stroud may be a little more athletic, but, you know, I don't think you risk trade DJ Moore and all of that draft capital for essentially a guy that's going to be in that Jared Goff, Derek Carr tier of quarterbacks as a pro. So I'm going to say Anthony Richardson would be 2 and Stroud would be 3.
All right. Kev, what you got?
Well, I just based it on this text that I got Friday night from 300 Mint Street. From, you know, my people that know people. Bryce Young, 60%. Anthony Richardson, 40%. I even got the names of who are on which side, but I don't want to put that out there. For
if it's Steve Drummond, that it might not be accurate no more if you're talking to Steve Drummond.
My people been there since 2012, so they good.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm just thinking, you know, it's pretty much down to them two. I mean, I know you said three for me would be Stroud, but yeah, Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, and then CJ Stroud.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Kev. That's been my order, and I kind of said that on Sheena's show, and folks thought I was crazy. So the fact that you got sources in them streets that said it, that's interesting.
I heard that,
and it makes me wonder. And we'll maybe have a discussion point later, but it makes me wonder about how far Stroud's gonna go. JD, what do you got?
I got what I told y'all before, like. Even Kev's sources before, like it. That aside, like obviously, you know, he put us on, and we be like, oh, okay. But Bryce Young's got to be 1. You don't trade up to 1 for somebody who doesn't have confirmed elite traits. I just don't see elite traits from CJ Stroud. And I'll add this point because I know some of y'all gonna be heated over it. Is your trait really elite if it's everything picture perfect? Everything is picture perfect, but you can't rely on your trait, your elite trait, when it hits the fan. I don't like that. I don't really rock with that too much. And honestly, save for Georgia and Utah, I'm not convinced CJ Stroud would have been a first round pick. I'm just not. I'm not moved. And I was a CJ Stroud guy. So wait a minute. I was a CJ Stroud guy at the beginning of the college football season. So I watched him. I know I know his body. Pause.
I was gonna get that.
I saw your lip twitch, brother. I saw it. I was waiting.
Wait, clarify one thing. First round or first pick?
First round, sir.
No,
first round.
No,
I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced.
Bro.
I'm just not convinced.
Let's be for real, man.
I saw this nigga.
Oh, go ahead, yo. It's good. It's cool.
I saw this man stare down man coverage and hold the ball with no spy a couple times.
And I've been saying this. I used to say this on my show, man. I just don't see 3 black quarterbacks going to top 10. I know what y'all feel.
It's happening.
I just don't see it, man.
All I'm gonna say is this:
dog.
If it doesn't happen, that means Levis is gonna fall like a rock. Because there's no way I can see Levis going ahead of Stroud.
I done seen stranger things happen.
If three don't go in the top 10,
personally,
Levis is falling like a rock.
So we going personally in the first round last year to 3 or 4 going in the top 10 this year.
Yeah.
I think Houston likes Levis more than Stroud.
I was about to say some teams like Levis, bro.
Stroud, they're like mad at Stroud because he ain't running enough. Like if you've been paying attention, they're treating Stroud almost like a borderline 11. They're like, yo, you ain't running enough for us.
Yeah, there's a smear campaign going on.
I mean,
that's a clear as day for anybody in the city.
It's all this stuff coming out of nowhere.
Yo, now all of a sudden you have people saying like Michael Lombardi, oh, he's uncoachable. Oh, he's cocky.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
All this other crap. Now you're hearing about the S2 scores. It sounds to me like some dumpster fire 10 that's picking out of range to pick up CJ Stroud is trying to put out these rumors to get him to fall and
Atlanta.
value him so he can fall down to the. That's what I said.
Vegas.
Atlanta. That would not surprise me if the Falcons were running some shit, trying to make this thing dirty. It's
if
all
the defensive lineman
nonsense.
from Georgia falls to
believed any
Atlanta,
of
they're
that
taking a
shit about
defensive
Stroud.
lineman, bro. I can promise you that.
It doesn't matter. There is no way that CJ Stroud is uncoachable. That Ryan Day, that any of those Alabama coaches wouldn't have said that, or that you wouldn't have heard that at any point in his career. I'm sorry, dog. It's nonsense.
I think part of what started that rumor is, even if you remember during the pro day time, if you compare how much Nick Saban was coming out like big up in Bryce Young compared to how little Ryan Day was talking about CJ Stroud, I think that's what kind of started those rumors.
And not for nothing, T-Money, I heard a quote. I looked for this everywhere because I don't believe the uncoachable thing too. But there was something that Josh McCown said. I can't remember what interview it was in, but he said, you've got to make, because I thought it was the scheme interview that he did on Underdog Fantasy, but it wasn't there. But he said, you got to make them believe you. And I believe that's what Mike Lombardi was talking about, but he took it to a whole nother level. Because when I heard it, I was like, what does he mean by that? Like, you got to make them believe you? It's like, not that he's not coachable, but it's like, sometimes people just have a complex, and I'm not saying this about him, so please don't misconstrue it. But sometimes people have a complex where it's like, you can't tell me nothing because of where my level of intellect is. You know what I'm saying? And so I wonder if that's what he meant by it.
I don't know, man. It feels shady to me. It feels
I got a
real
quick
shady
question.
that all this comes out of nowhere.
I got a quick question. This is educational purposes for me. I'm just asking. Is CJ Stroud a better college QB than Justin Fields? Or was he a better college QB than Justin Fields?
As a passer, yeah.
Really good question.
I think as a passer, Pat,
Yeah.
I would say
Runner,
yes. I would say as a dual threat, Justin got him by a lot. But just as a pure passer, yeah, I think CJ is a better passer of the football than Justin Fields.
I would
agree. Even that's like, I agree with that. How to say about CJ is sort of like, well, Justin wasn't really running like that at Ohio State, so maybe CJ Stroud does have more athleticism that we don't know about. Because you remember, Justin was not really running like that at Ohio State.
But he did. But when he did, you felt every piece of that 4-3.
Yeah, you knew he
lying?
had it in. I mean, you could see
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You could see it.
But let me ask you this.
Nah,
So,
JD, you on point. Yeah.
Okay.
so let me ask you
I
this.
think if he was to, one more thing, I think if CJ Stroud was going to run a 4.6, he would have ran. I mean, Fields did run. So let's just keep that in mind.
Facts.
So let me ask you this. So with this whole thing about CJ Stroud and Justin Fields, when blitz, CJ Stroud passer rating is 41.6. What was Justin Fields? Because here's the thing: the blitzes that he saw in college is not going to pale to what he's going to see on come Sunday. We got some defensive coordinators that are just itching the 41.6 in college. Yeah. Let's do this. I mean, that's the consistent, because I know everybody don't put so much on the Georgia film, but when you saw Ohio State against Iowa, they blitzed. I mean, them dogs were hunting. They struggled mightily. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know most people are going to talk about Georgia and that Northwestern game, but there's other games where it shows when teams get, I want to use it because I'm not saying he like that, but it's like people seeing Ghost himself.
And Kev, one of the things that I question too was this, like with the Georgia game, we saw Bryce hang 421 on Georgia in the SEC championship, and then he struggled against them in the national championship game. Yeah. What happens because on the scouting report, I guarantee you they didn't have that CJ was going to be scrambling like he did. So if they had an opportunity to game plan against him a second time, what would that outcome look like? But you can flip that and say, well, what if he had Jackson Smith and Jigba? Like, you never know how they might smoke Georgia, So it's a toss up.
Can I ask the question?
Like I said earlier, you watching CJ in that game, who did he look like?
But let me ask you, I want to ask a question to everybody. Does it not bother any of y'all that Bryce is only going to be in shotgun? They are never going to put him under center. Maybe a couple of times. But dude, I'm sorry. Him being 5'10", part of the reason why they put him in shotgun and in the pistol is because they don't want him under center.
But
he needs enough time to be able to see what's going on downfield. So he's going to need that depth of distance. And by the way, when you watch Bryce Young's drop, he kind of has like a Like the first two steps are him walking backward.
Yep.
He does not have a very long, drawn out drop. So
Like
you are going to have to play him in shotgun. And for as smart as he is, I do think that's going to limit some of the things that you're going to be able to do with him from a scheme perspective.
But Cody, in 2009, 2009,
Pat Mahomes was under center 2% of his time in college. I don't want to hear that.
Pat Mahomes not 5'10", Kevin.
Well, let's just talk about the
NFL.
NFL. Let's talk about it from an NFL perspective.
A lot.
So even with that, this magical coaching staff can fix Anthony Richardson from the ground to the floor. I mean, from the ground to the ceiling.
No,
but they can't help. They can't help Bryce Young fix his drop.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's my whole point.
He's not one guy
further back in his drop than Stroud Richardson. It don't matter how much you try and prepare him to do it. He's not going to do that. He has to have
one guy.
Cody, you don't think
there's one guy that I trust in this coaching staff. There's one guy, and his name is Jim Caldwell.
Cody,
that is all.
Cody, you don't think they're
let's go ask him
at all?
So you can win a Heisman, but you can't take a snap on the center, man.
Wait, Aaron, what'd you say?
You don't think they're going to go under center at all with Bryce? With all the play action and rollouts and boots in the game these days?
They might do it sometimes, but it's not going to be something that you're going to do with him a lot.
But suppose they don't do it a lot. There is a grid that shows the percentage of players quarterbacks under snap from 2009 to last year. 2009 was 35%. Last year was 66. It's been 66 the last 2 years, as a matter of fact. So if they went 70% with him, I'm good with it. I've seen him go play action out of shotgun. When we watched the film, we saw that against Florida, and he was still carving them up.
When Calais Campbell and his 6'8" self is bearing down on you, are you gonna want Bryce under center? Yeah, you might be able to do it, but it's only gonna be in certain situational moments when it comes to Bryce under center.
Good off what John said about shotgun versus under center. Let's break it down by team. Kansas City, Andy Reid, Frank Reich, a little bit of that. Philadelphia, right? Nick Sirianni. 83% was the Eagles, 79% was the Chiefs. So those are two of the top 5 teams operated out of the shotgun the most. So that's kind of probably the 2 teams in the league where you look right now, and you'll see a bit of a Frank Reich influence there. So it's where we're talking about 20% of the snaps where he may be under center.
Gear wheel a shotgun.
So one of the issues with this Bryce Young and this TJ Stroud thing that I knew we was gonna fall into, that I was hoping that we didn't fall into, is that when we pick, when everybody's gonna pick their number one guy now, and we expect this a lot of times with fans, though, even though we're fans as well looking in, though. But a lot of us, to prove our point about our number one, we're putting that number 2 quarterback, like we starting to point out things that he did wrong and these little inklings and little bit of things that, they didn't do correctly, when that goes both ways. We look at the film, we can find that, all of their shortcomings. When they show them on draft night, they're going to tell you everything that they do well, and then they always go over some things that they can improve on. That's what either one of these.
I be asking that for Bryce.
I don't want everybody to be so and I'm not pointing out John, but John is sold on
like you pointing him out.
It is. You definitely point him out.
Hey, that's cool though, because check it out.
His heart is gonna be broken if we go see Stroud.
Rashad, let me answer this real quick.
Watch if we pick up.
Go ahead, John.
Because we got an answer for everything for that man. Bryce has an answer for every problem that he's been faced with in college. And here's another thing. Let's just talk about the height situation, for example. And then, Rashad, I gave you the floor. The height example. Go watch P.J. Walker 5'11" against Tampa and Atlanta and tell me that won't transition for Bryce Young. Because it will.
P.J. Walker
drop the ether that track, man. Go ahead. Come on, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Get him, John.
Walker made this discussion.
Get him, John.
All right. So let me bring this back because we do actually need to run a mock draft. We definitely been talking for the first hour about the quarterback because it is the most important decision we've had to make in the last how many years. So I wanted to get that out.
This Cam left.
Yes, and we haven't had a chance to all talk about it. So I wanted to give everybody an opportunity to talk about the quarterback situation. But we do got to run this mock. Let me get it set up. What simulator y'all prefer?
None of the above.
Doesn't matter. Yeah, they all suck, but
they all trash, man.
I feel you. I think I'm gonna roll with
PFF. Cool if you pay for it. It's all right. It just
Rashad.
Yes, sir.
Teams be aggressive.
I come prepared, dog. I got you before every single pick.
Okay, I like that.
That man got drops for days.
I like that.
All day.
With the first pick, the Carolina Panthers select.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
I like that.
He
got drops for
Appreciate
days.
he keep hitting that ether thing. I might have to freestyle.
Hey.
Y'all.
Yo,
Look, y'all
gotta let it run
in the booth. Nah. Y'all ain't ready.
The booth is spelled BOOF. Booth.
Yes, sir.
All these turncoats.
Turncoat, not turncoat. God, dog.
These guys that was definitely on the Stroud train and flip.
Bruh, I've seen enough reports.
John convinced all of y'all to come on.
It wasn't John. It wasn't John.
You got to say names, dog. You got to say names.
He threw everybody under the bus, and I ain't even got enough clout to make it. So
I flipped early.
He had to throw me under the bus.
Hey, Twan. Don't be blaming me when I take you to church, boy, because I'm telling you, I know what I be talking about.
I like that. I like that.
My man out here with the gospel on a Sunday evening.
Hey, I got to find out. If we don't pick Bryce Young, you better call him that night, man. You better call him, check on Carolina.
Facts. All right. So with that said, are we? I mean, it's pretty much. I don't want to get ethered, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take Bryce because I don't want the smoke. Is that what we saying? Is that what we agree upon?
I mean, hey,
it don't even sound right to take CJ Stroud right now. I'll be honest,
that was the majority. That was the majority.
It was the majority.
Bryce can't ride every ride at Six Flags, but if that's okay with y'all, then pick him.
It's all right.
Want to trade back to number 2?
He gonna be watching film instead of Six Flags, so we good.
So do you think that's realistic, Dunk? Trading back to number 2? You think that's gonna happen?
Not at all.
Yeah, I didn't think
so.
either.
Wait. You know, it's interesting you say that.
That's crazy.
It's interesting you say that. And I want to give a quick shout out. I want to give a quick shout out to the Panthers organization.
The reports that I heard is that the Texans are like supposedly like if we don't get Bryce, we're not going quarterback.
I've heard that too.
Yeah.
If you can get a first round pick
it's so
out
dumb,
of the Houston Texans.
Bro, all I'm gonna say is this.
The Houston Texans are swimming in first round picks.
The Texans did not trade up to 1 because they thought the Panthers were not going to take Bryce Young.
Yep.
So they didn't feel any type of threat of trading up to 1 because when they heard that the Panthers was trading up to 1, they didn't think they were going to take Bryce. Now that the word's getting out that Bryce Young is likely going to be the number 1 pick, the Texans are in a panic right now.
Yes.
They have been trying to trade up to 1.
With the Bears.
They're trying to. So now they're trying to trade up to us. But we're not probably willing to give nothing up unless it's going to be something big.
Dave, 2 words: smoke, screen.
Why we got a smoke screen at 1?
I'm talking about that.
I'm talking about the Texans. I don't like that either.
I'm talking about the Texans.
Why not get another?
Like I said,
Texans want Bryce.
The rumor that I heard is that, like I said, the Texans they're gonna either go Bryce or not go quarterback because DeMeco Ryan is from like that Shanahan and that coaching tree where they don't necessarily value the quarterback position like that. So where they might concentrate on building up the defense and let Davis Mills rock out until down the line.
If we take Bryce, I promise you, we're taking Will Anderson. They're taking Will Anderson.
49ers took Solomon Thomas over Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes. I would not be surprised to see the Texans go Will Anderson. D'Amico Ryans comes from that.
Right. I agree.
They're taking Will Anderson. If Bryce is gone, they're taking Will Anderson. If we take Bryce, they're taking Will Anderson.
So this ain't a Texans round table, it's a Panthers round table. So who we taking?
It is. We're taking Bryce.
We're taking Bryce.
Bryce. All right.
When somebody talk trade possibility.
You're taking Bryce. That was
all right. So this is where it gets very interesting because I wanted to ask this and we got really deep into the quarterback conversation. But where do y'all think we go after quarterback? Like, I know most people are probably gonna say BPA. Let's go BPA, obviously. But where do you think the biggest hole is on the roster right now outside of quarterback?
Edge rusher.
It's
easily edge rusher.
Yeah,
Brian Burns can no longer be just a pure primary pass rusher with no extra help. We have to get like a BJ Ojolari or the guy out of Notre Dame. Like, we have to get him some help either at edge or at that 3-4 outside linebacker.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking at receivers.
Wide receiver, man.
Not now.
Easily wide receiver.
I'm going wide receiver.
Wide receivers.
if Quentin Johnston
Why?
fall, it's all day and tomorrow.
Just got
I don't
rid
know
of
if he'll
DJ
fall
Moore.
that far.
Wait,
but
if Zay Flowers is gone, right?
Zay
Rashad?
Flowers is gone.
easy.
Yeah, he's gone.
I like Josh
Zay-
Downs too, though.
You just
Zay
throw past the name
Flowers-
I was just about to say.
Nah,
Say what now?
man. Zay Flowers is the only. After all the free agent moves that we've made at wide receiver, it just seems redundant. I would rather go with the Jameer Gibbs.
You know
if
how
he
many
fell,
pass rushers
rather
and
than a
defensive
receiver.
linemen is still out there?
Facts.
I mean, who?
I mean, the
Floyd.
easiest one with Carl Clown.
Leonard Floyd, Clowney, Melvin Ingram.
Right.
The question is,
Yeah,
who,
but we
I guess
haven't
if we're
done
trying
that
to fill,
yet,
who
so-
has the most likelihood of starting out of these day 2 picks? So sure, we can draft a receiver, but are they going to get reps over DJ Chark and Adam Thielen and Terrace Marshall?
Right.
I mean,
We
your
just need
edge is more likely to get day one
and
impact player.
Downs could out of the list, out of who I just saw available.
Yeah,
Who's
Downs.
available?
Nah, you're not taking Chark off the field for Downs.
Chark might take himself off the field. He got to play a full season first.
That's a fact.
That's a good point.
Yo, act like we don't have the worst
It's true.
turf in the NFL. Everybody might be off the field, man. Like that's true for everybody.
He's potential wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 for us, depending on what TMJ does.
We've been in contact with Leonard Floyd, if I recall, too. So I mean,
Hey
remember
man, real
that
quick,
might be the answer at edge too.
real quick. 465 watching, man. Only 163 likes. Let's get them likes up, dog.
Yeah, they be hating.
You
man.
ain't
They be watching
kidding.
for free, dog.
Let's get them hates pop. And wait, before forget the likes. How about y'all subscribe so we can get to 20K? Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's
y'all
start
right there.
Where y'all at?
We close.
We close, man. We almost
19.9.
there. We almost. Yeah, we close. We've been sitting at 19.9 for a minute.
Oh yeah, that should be.
I want to hire more
more
before this draft gets popping. You got me out here doing mock drafts, and I
All
did
right,
3
so-
for you guys
so I've-
on last Monday.
So I've heard edge rusher. I've heard wide receiver. What do y'all think we go with?
Linebacker. What
with
about
the-
linebacker? Y'all done with linebacker? Y'all don't want Jack Campbell?
We're
Y'all
not-
got no
we're
love
not
for Jack
going
Campbell?
line.
Not right now. This
Man, I
I'm
want
not
to see
going
Brandon.
linebacker.
I like
see Brandon
As
Smith
a
as
fan
a-
base,
Why-
we
Why
gotta
not
stop
linebacker?
doing that.
I'm curious. Why not
Why
linebacker?
everybody
right now?
that's ever been cool with Luke Kuechly in their life, we gotta pick up, we gotta sign.
It's not for me. It's not about Luke Kuechly. It's about the fact that our middle linebackers have been atrocious since his ass retired.
I agree, bro.
Historically, we've always had great middle linebackers, yo. We had John Beeson. We had freaking Dan Morgan. We've had good linebackers in the history of this franchise. We've been sitting here freaking doing bargain bin in that position for a minute. And
We
now
don't
we got a
even know.
guy.
We don't even know what we have in Brandon Smith.
Who's
That's what I'm saying.
Brandon,
I wanna see
Brandon
him
Smith
develop.
was one of the most athletic
That's the one
linebackers
person from
to
last
come
year
out of
that I
the-
actually agree with.
Yeah,
Cody.
like we're never going to know what we have in these players until we play them. If they're just riding the bench, you're never gonna untap their true potential. How come all these other teams can find hidden gems in the later rounds except us? Like, why? He's an elite talent.
Because we don't get nobody time to develop.
And then you're gonna look back in 3 years and say, "Well, Scott Fitterer's draft was bad because they never got to play."
And that, I agree.
Who was Denver's linebackers last year? Anybody know by name?
All
right.
Yeah.
Alex
I'll say, yeah. Singleton. That's what I was thinking about. I couldn't get it out.
It's not as crucial as y'all want it to be in this system. You know what I'm saying? That's why
true.
we're going so heavy on safety.
Yes,
right now.
I was going to
You
say
know
that.
what I'm saying?
I was going to say that.
No,
dog.
it's-
And even
not-
edge rusher wise, they traded Chubb.
They traded Chubb. I mean, granted, they weren't. I mean, I have to look at the sack numbers and stuff. They weren't that great, that high in the sack department. However, they still had a top-ranked defense overall, especially against the pass. It's mainly about the secondary in the system. Why do y'all think we beefing up so much with these? We got 18 safeties right now, and we're probably going to add corner in this draft, I'm sure. But it's mainly about the secondary versus the linebackers. Shaq Thompson, y'all continue to disrespect this man. Like, I've been championing
Rightfully
Shaq
so.
for years now.
Rightfully so.
But okay, like I said, that's the more the disrespect I'm talking about. But we'll be fine at
always
linebacker.
Shaq and it's always Dante. Like everybody just
We'll be fine at linebacker. You know what I'm saying? I still think that wide receiver, our offense, we need some juice on offense. I don't feel optimistic about our offense overall. It depends what happens with as far as what we draft.
What's the
but
trades look like?
But here's my
We need
thing with
some
the edge. I pulled up the edge free agency list. These guys have not signed yet. You got Leonard Floyd, Frank Clark, Robert Quinn, Yannick, Melvin Ingram. So with the edge position, you can still get a day one starter in free agency. Can we do that at receiver? No. I mean, we probably much signed the best we could do with the Thielen and Chark signing. So I mean,
So
I really like these edge options we have here, but just keep in mind we can probably get a day one impact guy in free agency and probably get Bryce Young some weapons.
So
who's available at corner and tight end? Also, I'd like to see that. That's another option.
I'll put corner up next. Oh, y'all go ahead.
And plus, every other team, when they get their franchise quarterback, they normally take stuff that helps the quarterback.
You got to spoil them with weapons, man. Don't even play around with it.
Absolutely. How much do y'all think that Chin plays in the box next year? Because I think that plays a huge part of linebacker.
Maybe all the time.
Cornerback, we got like Rocky Sin, Eli Apple, Marcus Peters, Shaquille Griffin. So maybe, are really upgrading over Dante Jackson with some of these guys will be my question.
There's certain answers that are in free agency that can be addressed. Versus the draft.
I like our cornerback one.
Yep. I do too if they can stay on the field.
I don't mind adding Darius Rush though.
So Downs, Tank Dell, Michael Wilson.
I think I would vote for Downs because I think we could address edge much better in free agency.
Maybe trade back.
Agree.
Hey, out of these wide receivers, who y'all like?
I say Downs.
Downs and Dell.
What about the tight ends available?
Oh, sorry.
I saw Laporta.
Who said
that? What does Downs do that Jameer Bird and Shi Smith are not?
You mentioned, bro. Oh God!
What? Come at me.
I want a 5-15.
What is
catch the ball?
What does Josh Allen do that Jameer Bird and Shi Smith do not? Like, it's redundant.
Catch the ball.
No, it's not redundant at all, bro.
Go get some athleticism, man.
Wait.
My vote
Darnell Washington.
Darnell Washington?
What's he?
You can trade
slide a little bit.
68 though. That's a reach.
At 30,
You can trade back. So I'm with Dunn.
Back though.
Yeah, I'm with
back. Darnell Washington is like a first round tight end like a month ago.
He's coming off injury too, though. He's coming off injury too, so that's something. That's
and
what
he's
starting.
He's moving up the board too. Yeah.
Scott Fitterer, I think this might be a trade back. To be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
If it falls like this, it's a trade back. I hope Jordan Addison falls. Oh my God! If he
Gibbs
falls,
gone.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, Gibbs.
Because you're not getting Gibbs with the trade back.
Nah.
I was about to say Gibbs was on the board, but I'm not getting that.
42.
I saw Mozzie went right before.
So we can go back to 42, 49, 51,
50.
54.
Like to be around that 50 range right there.
42.
51. What would you get for 51?
51 would be too far.
Yeah, I think 51. I think 51 is. I think 49 is about as far as back I'm willing to go personally.
Yeah,
that's fair.
What is the Steelers offering for 50 for 49?
So for 49, we'd swap, and then I don't know. We can probably grab. Nope, they're not giving up 80. Nope.
By the way, I feel that's a terrible evaluation that PFF has for Washington. Like, there's no way he's the 68th player,
I thought
man.
he was just talking about Washington.
That's crazy.
Like a month ago.
Like, the only reason that he's
the
only reason why is because Georgia used him as a blocker more than they ever did as a receiver. Like,
that's his best skill. That's his best skill.
Okay, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't do it. Like, just because a team asked you to do one thing specifically doesn't mean that you can't do more on the next level. I mean, the dude had a one-handed catch at the combine. Like, on his film,
he better be able to catch
on his film, dude, you can
hands.
see him making some incredible adjustments to the football that I think is big time, man. They're calling him the next Gronk. Like,
Jeremiah's got him at 22.
Yeah. Hey, he might be the next
68.
That's why I said I thought people were just talking about Darnell as like a first round pick. So if he made it to our second round pick, I mean,
he might be the next Gronk, but that nigga look like Kareem on the field.
He's not the next Gronk.
Yeah,
I'm talking about.
I don't think so.
I'm talking about Abdul Jabbar. Like, when you see him on the field, it look ridiculous. Like, he look like he running like 2 miles an hour, but like he's scooting. It's crazy.
He's a monster out there, man.
I mean, besides deep cross and seam routes, bro, he don't have the route tree that Gronk can run. He doesn't change direction, come out of breaks. He doesn't come out explosive enough. He's not.
Remember, we got the Hall of Fame Avenger coaching style.
He's just going to need some time to develop. And by the way, just so that way I'm consistent, I still believe the same thing about Tommy Tremble. Like, they never asked him to be much of a receiver at Notre Dame or yet right now for the Panthers. I still think he has a bunch of tremendous upside to do it.
He's shown some terrible hands, though.
Yeah, he needs to hold on to the damn ball.
Yeah, he's shown some terrible hands when he got the opportunity. I like him. Don't get me wrong, but he's had the opportunity. So
ask for a late one too. See what happened.
Okay. So I think what's the 7th, 120. I'm not sure what 120 is off top of my head. It's what, a 4th, 5th?
That's probably a 4th, maybe a 5th.
But what they offering, I'm taking my pick.
So trade
no,
back
that's a 4th. The 120 is a 4th.
10 spots. Trade back 10 spots for a 4th and a 7th.
I'm good. I'm taking my pick.
Yeah.
Or do y'all want to
take that last one too? See if you'll take that last one.
I got a question. I got another question. I'm sorry.
I'm greedy, yo.
We feel like,
go ahead, Pat.
If we feel like PFF got this wrong, why we can't just pick who we want to pick? You know what I'm saying?
We can pick whoever we want to pick.
You know what I mean? Like, to me, that just makes sense. Cause I like Washington. I like,
Big
and to be
Gibbs,
honest with you, if he did at 39, I'm taking him.
Running up to the board to take him.
Like, I mean, I get it. We doing what PFF, how they got him ranked, but
I'm going by how I got him ranked.
You know, right?
Right there.
And I'm thinking Gibbs. Hold on.
Nah, send it. Send it right now.
I'll
Jameer
take
Gibbs.
Gibbs.
I'm going back 3 spots.
I'm
taking Gibbs.
How are we
Thinking
going to
about
go
it,
for the
man.
Alabama quarterback and not get the Alabama running back to go with him, man?
His
We
top
got the
receiver.
Miles Sanders
He reminds me of it doesn't
and
matter.
Tua.
Dude, he reminds me.
Chuba.
Look, I'm a Clemson fan, and Jameer Gibbs reminds me of Travis Etienne. Dude, the dude can run away from you,
Good selling
and
point.
he's a pass catcher, man. To me, that would be his best friend forever for the entire time that he was here.
No.
Get Jameer Gibbs, man.
So y'all want to send it in for Gibbs?
Oh, no.
Or you can trade back
vote
3 spots with the Jets.
No,
take
thank you.
Gibbs.
Man.
Either take Downs.
Go ahead and get Gibbs since we didn't get the quarterback
Hey,
Cody wanted.
Thank you, Pat. See, Pat, you're a good guy, bro. I don't care what nobody say.
Go back
So we
3
want-
spots and then take Gibbs.
Yeah, 3 spots and take swap.
Oh, they got 42 and 43. Damn.
Yeah, they might have. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's been traded. I don't know if it's within.
What they
this
trying to
level.
trade up?
So 112 is 112 still a 4th or a 3rd? Is that a 3rd?
That's a 4th.
That's a 4th too.
That's a 4th.
Why do y'all
like the
want
end of
all
the
these
third,
late
isn't it?
draft picks when y'all just said we don't play them, develop them, no nothing?
Yeah, I say just stay where we're at. We're getting too cute right now.
Take it where we ain't take
I
it.
heard
give me
David
the
say
picks.
he's greedy, but greedy for what? A 7th round pick?
You say that. You say that. You guys say that, but I mean, how many trades have we seen happen and trading back in the 2nd round, bro? Those day 2, we trade back like it ain't nothing. So this is not out the realm of possibility.
We already traded back 10 spots.
And I
You can
trust
draft-
Scott.
No, we didn't. We didn't trade back. We didn't trade back 10
I thought
spots.
I thought we went to
No,
49.
I canceled. No, I canceled that. That
No, you
wasn't.
didn't.
We didn't
Oh, my
enact
fault.
that trade yet. So we're still at the 40 at the original pick.
That's a good compromise right there. We're just going back 3 spots. I
Yeah,
like
just
it.
3
get
spots.
I like that.
If y'all trying to fill out the offensive line, you can get some. I mean, we got Cade Mays in the 6th round. You can
Exactly.
get guards
Agreed.
like that
Agreed.
late in
Now
the
we're going to
draft.
trade
you know
for a
what I'm saying?
7th round pick to cut him and they turn him into
So
Harrison.
all right, so I'm gonna offer this. We're gonna get a 4th and this. That's a 7th.
I be losing
can't get
count. I
that.
ain't gonna lie.
I mean, this is a 50-50 chance. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that looks like what, 2/4. I try it. No, it ain't like that. All right, so we traded back 3 spots. Ojulari's still there. Hyatt just out of there.
Gibbs still
So-
there.
Yeah, Gibbs is still here. Downs is still here.
Look, I get what Will said, that there's a lot of good free agents left at the edge position. And yeah, there are. But if we're doing this mock draft, I mean, I'm basing it on what we have right now. And that edge rusher is a big hole for us, man. I like Ojulari right here. I think he has the upside. And I think him on the opposite end of Brian Burns, that would be nightmare fuel, man. They both have that elite get off, the athleticism. They can bend the edge real well. I think
they're
he
just
can
gonna
add
run
some
right
more
down our
power.
throat.
Yep.
I mean, we're going to a 3-4. Like, do we have to get somebody else other than just Brian Burns always being our primary pass rusher? He needs a partner in crime.
He had one day.
Let me ask y'all this though. Can I ask y'all this? I was about to say, are you gonna take Frankie Louvu off the field to put in Ojulari?
No.
I think it's just when you
is a
match up
pass
with our
rusher
offense,
and he better at stopping the run.
when you match up with our offense, what matchup weapons do we have? You know, who do we have that can take the top off the defense? You don't think we're lacking weapons that can make plays for Bryce at this
Jump
point?
plays.
That's what I've been told. We
Demir
need some
Bird.
easy play that can turn.
You got a
easy
game plan
plays.
for the Panthers. Who are you?
Demir Bird. Don't forget
who
about.
scares you?
We got Demir Bird.
Yeah, man, why do we do that? A player had a good game against just us. Now we got
Jameer Gibbs. We broke rushing
right, so
records last year for the Panthers. Why would Jameer Gibbs not fit perfect into that?
We need a home run hitter.
Y'all want Gibbs? I'm hearing a lot of Gibbs.
Gibbs. That's my vote.
I'm gonna roll with Gibbs. All right, let's roll with it.
No,
I'm rolling with Gibbs.
Too late.
Gibbs at no.
That's a bad move.
That's a loaded.
Well, we traded down. We could have took Downs though, couldn't we?
That's
We
the
could have
type
took
of pick
Downs.
that everyone's going to complain about.
Why is it a
and
bad
they're
move?
gonna
We could've took an
love
edge
it for
rusher,
the next
too.
5 years.
You mean like you did about Derek Brown?
Oh shit! Damn.
Don DeMarco.
Do a shots fired, John.
What to eat the? Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
All right, yeah, I slowed the pace down a little bit just so we can watch. My fault.
Noah Sewell. Man, didn't he dive? Last year they talking about he was
Bro,
LB1.
crazy drop, bro.
Yeah.
Crazy
Dang.
drop.
They go
Look at, oh my God, K-Sean was
Mims, Mims went. A.T. Perry, yeah, a lot of. Did y'all want to? We should have been watching. Probably could have traded back up.
It's all right.
Why
We
did
good.
K-Sean drop
Tank.
so much too?
Tank's
K-Sean-
Dale, take him.
Dale's still
Take
on the
him.
clock.
Take him.
Back
Take
to
it
the
down.
Hold up.
I
Who
want
else
the
is
whole
on
team
the
to be
board?
4'11".
Tank Dale, Garrett Williams. Well, I really like
The
Garrett
whole
Williams.
top.
I'm not mad at
Former
Garrett
Alabama
Williams.
A&M wide receiver.
And
Fun
can we
fact.
talk? Dante Jackson can't stay healthy.
Well, Garrett's coming off injury too, though. So I mean,
Well, y'all know my pick, man. Yeah,
Damn, man.
God,
Both coming off
guy down
ACLs.
there,
Take
that safety down there.
Receiver.
Boy,
is
y'all
golden
seen the
at this
film on
point,
that
man.
safety down there.
I
Right
thought
here.
Duncan just said we got 18 safeties.
I know, but we ain't got no good ones.
Yeah.
Why not Ike Ekwanu's teammate?
Hey,
I
look,
like the
hey,
guard
slow down a
position.
little
Both
bit.
the starting guards are hurt.
yeah, that's true.
Take
I've taken him.
Dale.
I've taken him in the third a couple times. The
He
Zavon
might
kid.
fall to the fourth, though. I think I've seen him fall to the fourth, so we might be able to snag him then.
Yeah. Why are we playing? Take Dale.
Is that who we
Can
want?
we
We
look
roll
at
with
the
them?
hold on? Let's look at the rest of the receivers. I
Okay.
want to see if there's a drop off.
I'm good on
I
Tank.
doubt. I'm
Same,
pretty sure
Aaron.
there
I'm
is.
like, I don't.
There
Tyler
is.
Scott is
There
good.
is.
Jalen
Over.
Reed is
You gotta
good. Trey
take Dale
Palmer is
here.
good.
That's a big drop off. Yeah.
Take
That's a
this,
big drop off,
it's
bro.
a drop,
You gotta
yeah.
take Dell at this play.
Bryce,
the
where
fact
we-
that we were able to trade down and still get Dell, you gotta take Dell here.
We don't even need another receiver. What
Yes,
do we
we
need
do.
another
Rashad,
receiver
hey, go
for?
down to Robinson. Let me see if
Because who banking on Adam Thielen and Demir Bird? And
Right.
Sean Smith?
Talk to him.
You.
Stop it. Terrace Marshall Jr., DJ Chark.
Because we saw a flash of Terrence Marshall.
Oh, okay. You haven't seen nothing from Tank Dale. You've seen
banking
some
on
college film at Houston.
We're
In
banking on
fairness
best
to
case
TMJ
scenario.
though, he ain't really get an
Nobody watched Houston play up here.
In fairness to
Nobody
TMJ,
watched
he ain't really get an opportunity like he should have, man.
In Tate's defense, he was carving people up, bro.
Right. Thanks you, John.
He's
he didn't
that
get that
dude.
opportunity.
I mean, 5'8",
Yeah.
175. I mean,
Yeah.
sound like Demir Bird to me.
Hey, where's Robinson projected to go?
Which Robinson?
The safety for Florida State.
Jamie Robinson.
Yeah. He's right here, 75.
And we picking what next?
We got 93 now. I think our next
112.
pick. Yeah, 112. Thank you.
He's gonna be gone, man.
Yeah.
We filter for wide receivers. Have we filtered
I'm
for
going.
edge?
My vote. Garrett
For what position?
Edge.
No, I haven't done edge.
Man, y'all ain't seen the tape on Jamie Robinson. Y'all got to go look at that.
Yeah,
It's fine, bro.
We just gonna
We got
draft.
fun tape.
But we already had
Hey, look,
again. Twan, we already
your
have so
beloved-
many.
No,
safeties.
your beloved Anthony Richardson. I mean, he slung him around like a rag doll that whole game.
Man, tell Cody, tell Tony ain't nobody worried about the mid-bird.
Ain't nobody worried about that, man. Certainly not me. Not worried about Demir Burke. Come on, man.
He got kick returning. Y'all got too much dip on each other.
I mean, that's how it's gonna be.
Yeah, he the kick return.
So the edge rusher looking thin, bro.
We just assuming we get that in free agency.
Yeah.
Yes. Go Dale.
My vote is Garrett Williams.
Dale.
I like Garrett too, bro.
I would probably go.
Yeah, I like Williams, man.
I would probably go guard. Hey, filter for corner too.
Oh, got you.
I go guard.
I'm thinking
corner is
guard
mad
too,
deep this year, bro.
You might be able to get the guard at 112.
We got 3 corners. How many y'all want?
Yeah,
y'all gonna need some more
I like Rush. I like Rush too.
Yeah.
We could probably get Rush at 112, maybe.
Yeah, I like Rush. Garrett coming off the injury, man, that made me a little nervous at this.
That's a nice little spot. 112, 114, 132.
I like Riley Moss.
Yeah, Riley Moss too. Riley Moss is out there.
I like Riley Moss.
So we're gonna wait for corner.
I would wait.
Yeah, we could probably get that.
I'll take Dale BPA basically.
Oh, Twan, Riley Moss. That's our boy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay. I like.
So it's looking like Dale or guard.
Oh, Tank.
Will any of y'all take a flyer on Thomason?
Can we look at guard? Can we filter guard?
Guard then. I
Yes,
don't
sir.
like Tank.
The NC State guard is the highest. The Zalava guy.
Yep.
Come back with Icky.
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
Voorhees is cool.
And Voorhees hurt too.
Yeah, he hurt.
Man,
That's why he fell.
Rashad, I'll tell you another guy that took a dive, Jackson Kirkland. I remember seeing him.
Bro.
Tackle last year.
Yeah, last year tackle, man. Yeah, he was he was in the top 10 for tackles. Just I don't know, he took a nosedive, bro.
Yeah.
He not even top 5 not mentioned at all, bro. Like,
It ain't always the safest pick to go back to college, man. That's why a lot of these guys go out early.
Mafi and Bradford are solid too.
Patterson dropped a little bit too.
Let's go get Stetson Bennett.
I don't mind Zavala either, man. And I'm a Brady Christensen fan. I know a lot of people on here. I know some people on here are not, but I'm, I would not be mad. I would not be mad if we got. Yeah, I would not be mad if we
hate
got
on every prospect that's small.
So we're gonna go guard at some point.
All these short guys.
Yeah, and if you're gonna go guard, then you might as well get a big, strong baller who already played with Ikem Ekwonu. Like again, if we're drafting a 5'10", probably 195-pound quarterback, if you're not continuously investing on your offensive line, you're
interior in particular.
100%.
Man,
but everybody been doing all this bragging about K. May supposed to be the next one up. So when this dude gonna play?
Where Pat Coltrane at, man? Who you want?
Pat went to bed.
I got a
What
quick
you
question.
mean?
I got a quick question. Then I got to head out, fellas. I got a quick question.
Pat ain't out here in these college football streets.
No, I'm listening, and I'm learning. But I do got a quick question because somebody brought up the cornerback situation. Somebody say we got enough cornerbacks. Y'all remember last year when all the corners was going down?
We don't have enough corners.
Every time we played somebody who had 2 good receivers, it was like, oh, put J.C. Horn on him. They put J.C. Horn on him, and the other receiver do better. Then they switched J.C. Horn around, and J.C. Horn couldn't finish the season. And Dante, where these corners that y'all say we got? But then here,
I don't hate on the same way I don't hate on Shaq like you're like.
The ones I saw got cooked.
Yeah, so
I mean,
I'm
because you was signing Norman, debating starting him. And...
Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out: do we need a corner? Do we need corners or no?
Yeah,
we do. We do.
All right.
Yeah, we do.
We're gonna take it.
And I feel like if Garrett Williams is the top corner right now, I like him. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I mean, if that's what y'all say, I like that pick.
He's just coming off injury. That's
injury. Yeah, that's the biggest thing with him.
Oh Lord, I don't know, man.
He tore his ACL in October.
Yeah, it's not, man. He liked that though. When healthy, he liked that. But just
that's why I say wait for Rush. Wait for Rush at 112.
I agree. So right now it's looking like either
guard.
Tank or the guard. Zavala.
I'm good with Tank, I guess.
It's fair to say we're gonna have a
Stay strong, Aaron. Stay strong, Aaron. Go
I mean,
hard, man. Come on.
I do like Zavala, but there's some other guards that I like as well. So there's some receivers still and Jaden Reed's still up there.
Yeah, he's 5'8". He's still
man. If Tank made it to the 3rd round, bro, we would run up to the y'all.
Yeah. And that's my point about this draft, man. It seems like the fellas are there, but then y'all get into let's trade down, and you get kind of short. Hey, get who
Tank
you feel
ain't
like.
supposed to make it to the 3rd round. Washington was
Y'all
supposed to
vote
make it
Bill.
to the 2nd. Like,
it's a lot of receivers we're gonna miss out on if we take Dale right now.
Well, I'm saying that's
Like you get Jonathan Mingo,
It's an
Jaden Reed,
overdraft.
Trey Palmer.
I think Mingo gone, brother.
Yeah, those guys
Mingo
are gone. Yeah.
His stock that went up on PFF now.
Yeah.
A lot of guys went. A lot of guys
Tyler
went.
Scott is good.
I'm saying Trey Palmer. I mean, Bryce.
Oh
Ford,
yeah, Mingo gone.
A good guy on paper.
Mingo's gone.
His numbers.
I prefer the guard. My vote's
Like,
if
A.T.
it's
Perry
between
going
those two. If it's between those
Perry on
two,
that thing?
I'm going
A.T.
guard.
Perry
man.
going too.
Perry
Protect
gone.
your investment. We already have too many wide receivers, and we need more protection. Man.
Tank Dell falling for a reason.
What do you mean where too much? You're just assuming they're gonna get hurt, man. Like
I'm not assuming they're getting hurt. I'm just not that sold on Terrence Marshall.
I'm not that sold on Tank Dell.
No,
gotta remember too, we got
y'all. No, I'm not letting y'all do this. I'm not letting
Tank
y'all
Dell's
do
been falling
this.
since this thing started. Though he's been falling since PFF started this year's mock drafts. Like I'm telling you, it's his size, man. Nobody wanted to touch him at that size.
How many times have we complained about not getting Cam Newton an offensive line back then? So what can you?
Thank you.
I mean,
both guards are not on
surgery.
surgery. Come on.
Thank you.
Zavala sounds like it's the pick.
I agree with whatever Will said. I agree with him.
Protect the
Man,
investment.
his name is Tank, but come on, man, but he's tiny, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
My
all right.
vote
So here's
guard.
my thing. If you guys are gonna take, here's my thing. If you guys are gonna take a tiny wide receiver in the third round at this pick, then you might as well just hold off and wait and take somebody like an Isaiah Smith or FAMU
I agree with
later
that.
in the draft.
Let's go guard.
That's my opinion.
So Zavala looks like it's going to be the pick.
Who's
I'm taking Zavala. I'm taking Zavala here. All right, we good on that?
Yeah.
All right, good.
There's still some receivers out there with elite speed, man. I want
What's
one.
time we get on day 2 picks? 3 minutes.
Right.
Isaiah listen.
That's
The
how
kid
it's
from
gonna go.
FAMU ran a 4.38. That's all I'm saying. The kid from FAMU ran a 4.38.
Tank just went.
Rush went also.
Did he?
Yeah, we
Yes.
need to get a
99.
corner.
He went
We need to get a
99.
corner here.
All right, here we
Jimmy
go.
Robinson got
We can do
picked
some
up
damage here.
2 picks after that.
Henry Toto has been all over this board too. When I did my last mock draft, man, he was available in the 6th.
Yep.
And now here he is at 4. It's crazy.
Falcons better stop picking my Clemson players straight up.
Hey,
But here you want to look at your wide receiver here.
Should have went corner earlier.
All right.
Dang.
Yeah, we should have.
I'm looking at wide receiver.
All right, let me see.
Trey Palmer, Tyler Scott is an elite speed guy. Trey Palmer is an elite speed guy.
I thought we was going best available round now, but like instead of
They never went BPA.
Mm-mm.
Besides,
I maintain.
Well,
corner
BPA is
a
subjective,
bigger-
right?
Corner is a bigger position of need than receiver right now.
I thought
Yeah, like we
we
missed.
lost.
Bennett
We
is
lost out.
We've been watching Scott Fitterer make for
Yeah, we
6
missed
months,
out on the corners,
so
bro.
We didn't have to draft a need.
Y'all like Jacorian Bennett?
The run on corners. Yeah.
He's
Rashad,
gonna be
who's
140-ish. But
Oh, Maryland at the Maryland. Yeah, he's a pretty good one.
So Bennett, hold on, let me see.
Yeah,
Starling Thomas is an elite speed guy at corner.
Herbert.
I'm taking the tight end out of Michigan.
Yeah, I second that too, Money. I'm going tight end. Luke.
I'm taking a receiver before I take another tight end, man.
Shoemaker.
did somebody already take Moss?
Ivan Pace is good.
Yeah, I think Moss got snagged.
Dang, man. That would have been perfect.
Should have went with him on the
Who said Ivan Pace?
Me, JD.
JD, man, I don't know why I feel like he'll wreck shop in a 3-4, bro.
Dog. They ain't trying to hear us, bro.
You better have some D linemen in front of that boy.
I know.
If it's gonna get washed like Sunday laundry.
Hey, he's small, but I'm telling you, like,
look, no fear. He'll take on the
None.
block because he might not win all the time.
He's a slip guy. He ain't gonna take him on his slip guy. So that's how you get washed out your gap if you don't have linemen in front of you.
it's weird to see guys that size playing linebacker. Like, I mean, what's my man from last year, Nakobe Dean? You know, the few times I saw him with the Eagles last year, man, he is tiny, bro. It's crazy.
How tall is Roquan? Roquan ain't tall either.
Yeah, but he bigger than Nakobe.
Yeah, he got some more rocks in his pocket in comparison.
Throw the tight end out of Michigan.
Don't even
So what we looking at? What we looking at here?
I vote Tyler Scott, man.
Tyler Scott, excuse me.
It's down the board a little ways, but
yeah, right
Who's
here.
best
We need to
player
take the top
available
off.
into them?
BPA is the edge, and then the safety.
I'm not familiar with the edge guy from Wisconsin.
I ain't either. I was hoping y'all watched him because I sure didn't.
I'm not familiar with them like that.
Oh, Luke Shoemaker.
I think we botched this one.
Yeah, so we're looking at Tyler Scott, or there was another cornerback we talked about that was a little bit further down.
The guy from
Maryland. Yeah, from Maryland. He is 146.
Well, we got
we got back-to-back picks, so we kind of straight here.
Wisconsin guy, I'm looking at Zerline's report. He got him as a 6.2, will eventually be an average starter. He has him as a linebacker, though.
Pace?
Outside, 3-4 outside linebacker.
You only get linemen from Wisconsin.
Well, we know.
Or pray for
benefit from me. You're in the weight room, so we're not ready yet. Might have instincts. He's a 3-4 edge.
Hey, what round did you take DJ when we took him at corner?
Second.
Round 2.
So we're looking at Tyler Scott here, and then swinging back around and getting the Maryland corner, or we looking at something else?
I wouldn't mind Ivan Pace, but I don't mind that either.
Chat, y'all pray for Bryce, man.
I'm trying to get him some speed.
I mean, everybody said he didn't have good receivers in Alabama anyway, so what y'all fretting for? It's like, come on.
That ain't thing that you can rest your laurels on, though.
Yeah, but so what? Like, we have done everything that we could possibly do in free agency.
Gotta do more. More.
What did we do?
If you're going to do more, then
we got
they
100-year-old Adam
DeAndre
Thielen,
Hopkins.
and you praying on the third or fourth best receiver off Joe Burrow.
Then if that's the case, they should have went and got Hopkins. Because there is not a number one wide receiver in this draft that's like a must-have, can't-miss talent. To me,
Charles Steeland and TMJ are going to be our starters. They're not beating them out.
Somebody tell Kansas City and them that they have enough receivers there. Because the most explosive teams in the league never stop drafting speed guys.
Exactly.
So if we trying to, you know what I'm saying, run it with the men.
Just saw Hot today talk about he wouldn't mind going to.
See?
Or Buffalo.
What are we doing?
All right, so what we picking here?
I say go to Michigan tight end because I ain't sold on Hayden Hurst either. Or definitely not Ian nor Tommy Tremble.
There's still depth at the tight end position that we can wait for.
There's a couple guys like Kuntz I like a lot.
If we draft a wide receiver, it feels like we're just reaching to draft one because we think that we want one, so let's just take one.
When we passed on Tank, Josh Downs.
I think we go Ivan Pace.
I either go to Wisconsin edge or the tight end.
Yeah, BPA.
We still got to pick at 114 too. So remember, so
I don't mind. I don't mind that. I don't mind what Will just said.
We need to take the edge, man. I don't know.
So edge.
He ran a 4.6. He's at 3.4 edge. He ran a 4.65. We got to put a little weight on.
That brother is 215.
225. 215, a big space. Boy, Jeremy Chin bigger than bro.
Is he really?
He might have both.
So Ibert
225
or Herbert.
A 215-pound edge guy that we never heard of.
I can't even co-sign this dude because I never heard of him.
Yeah, I can't either.
I'm looking going off their BPA list. What about the Michigan tight end?
That's what I
said. Second time we said that.
So we're picking at 114 too. So I mean, it's not like we got to wait long.
What about Corey Trice?
Take one now and take the other at 114.
We probably should take a corner at this point since we haven't taken one.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, listen, we already said that we should have taken a corner earlier. Take Corey now.
Since we didn't take Garrett Williams, we might as well take a corner now, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna change my. I'm gonna
yeah.
Go
So
Corey Trice.
yeah, so we're there with the cornerback. There was another cornerback that we were looking at taking, which we could probably get with the second pick, the Maryland cornerback.
So I just looked up some more. Herbert, he actually bulked up to 240 and measured at the combine, and he's very productive in the sack game. They say he's a role player just for pass rush. Seems like a technician.
He's bulked up to 240 at the combine.
Can you look at that one trade?
If he's a one-trick pony with pass rush, and I think we can add him to the rotation with a vet, I'm fine with him. Actually, now that I'm looking at him, I just thought he was 215.
Corey Trice is 6'3", 206. Ran a
Oh, we got a whole
4.47.
bunch of one-trick ponies. What
Oh
kind of-
yeah, man, go nah.
Yo,
your one trick is
Trice.
to
You
get
gotta
after the
take
pass.
Trice.
Nah,
I'm
we
cool.
gotta
I'm
go
convinced.
Corey Trice.
Look, if
All
you
right,
have
That's
that one
like
trick,
6'3",
So we-
two over 200 pounds.
We have two
Yeah.
picks.
206,
We have
ran a
Corey Trice. Corey
4.47.
Trice got to be it.
Okay,
Herbig
so we
got
going
one on.
Trice. So we going Herbig, and we can get both of them, y'all. So we
Yeah,
go,
we
we
got
go Herbig
114.
here. We can go Herbig here and then get Trice.
Somebody
with the
tell
other
me
pick.
about Trice. What's supposed to be?
Watch
just told
Atlanta. Watch Atlanta take Trice as soon as we take Herbig.
So which one do y'all want? What y'all
is
want to
Trice?
give?
Trice.
Trice
Do
is the cornerback.
I'll take Trice.
he's a corner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
6'3", 20 something, 20.
They're not going.
Yeah, what did he run?
Atlanta
bro?
needs edge, though. I mean, if they didn't
Yeah, they
take
need
edge
edge.
earlier, go
All
to
right. So Herbig and then Trice.
Yeah,
just
Good.
gotta-
I think
We
they're
gotta
okay.
get him to cook out Bojangles when he get here though. But
All right, so I'm gonna take Herbig.
240 not bad. 215 was scary.
yeah,
They took
See,
Morris.
they went edge.
All right.
We made the right decision.
yeah.
Taking
I'm gonna take
Herbig.
Trice.
and then Trice here.
Yep.
I like that. That's
Good call,
after all
Curtis.
that discussion. That was pretty
Hey,
good.
That
Yeah, I like
worked
that.
out.
Gas,
That
man.
worked out big time.
We get the Michigan tight
Koontz
end
went.
next.
Koontz went. Damn it.
I'm gonna look more into Herbig though.
Dane Bugler has
Double
Trice
digit
as a press cover 3 corner, so it's not too
Thomas
far.
Brown, you better be drawing up the world right now.
All right, 132. We can still get
Yeah, then we
Schumacher.
still get your
Schumacher
tight
still
end.
here.
Filter for tight end.
All right.
I mean, to me, just based on position
shit,
value
Koontz might have
alone.
Oh, Bryce's
Koontz
teammate
gone.
Letu.
Yeah, Koontz went to Green Bay.
Oh, good catch. I didn't see that. My bad.
I mean,
Michigan guy's still there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
based on
Shoemaker.
position
They
value
two,
alone,
Bryce is
We still could
probably
get
Shoemaker.
Bryce Young's guy too from Bama.
Yeah, Letu.
I too.
Nah, I'd prefer Shoemaker. I mean, I don't know. To me, he just looks more like an NFL tight end. to
Can
me.
we look at receivers one more? I know the ship is sailed, but I just want to see. I just want to see.
Has it though?
Okay.
None of these guys are starting, man.
I'm trying to get somebody with some juice because when
Bryce
Chark lay
Ford.
down and say "ouch," we need
It's
somebody
so
to be
small. It's
able
like-
to.
Bryce
I'm just
Ford,
saying. We need
I tried to
Yeah,
get you
I
guys
like
down.
Ford Wheaton. I do like Ford Wheaton
You didn't
though.
have a bag.
Ford Wheaton is not bad here.
Fort Wheaton is good. Yeah.
He tested ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. That's a good pick.
we
Between
can buy
that,
that.
for me, it's between him and the tight end. If y'all want to go, because I thought Coons was still there. He's not there, so I'm not
Random
against taking
question.
the tight end.
Many tight
I don't
ends.
know
Isaiah
much
Land
about
still,
tight end.
is Isaiah Land still available at this point?
Oh yeah, he's still there.
Zerline Comp
Really?
Shoemaker is a Dawson
I-
Knox.
Austin Knox.
Shoemaker, Dawson Knox with Buffalo, right?
That's not bad at all.
Dame on Draft
Still there.
Network said he's
Oh,
a
they got
secondary
him.
tight
Oh
end.
shit. Okay,
Yeah.
never
Fit
mind.
for
Well, hold on.
run-oriented
Go
offense.
David, man.
Look,
All right, so
man,
Hey,
you
did
going
we-
higher than what you could. You've been going higher. Yo,
Hold up,
some
did we
drafts,
pick up
my
Edge
drafts,
Jones?
I'm
About
like,
to
he's
make
going
us
higher
take
than
one of his
132.
HBCU dudes is going
No, hold up. Did we
undrafted
pick
and
up-
pick him
did
in
we
the
pick up
fourth
Edge
round.
Yeah, we picked up the
Isaiah
Herbig.
Land is a beast, though, bro.
He is
What position?
Isaiah
Land.
Land, the edge.
edge rusher.
Yeah,
I didn't
edge
even know he
rusher.
was still on there.
He's an edge rusher.
The one from FAM?
for
Yeah,
family.
He's gonna go.
Land, bro.
He's a day 3. He's an early
Go
day
get
3
Isaiah
pick.
Land.
I thought he was
He's a
playing
daily
off-ball
day three pick.
linebacker at the Senior Bowl.
Look, man, I know y'all don't watch the HBU games.
He's an early day 3 pick,
Beast,
guys.
bro.
He from
Him.
Charlotte too, ain't he?
Wasn't he playing like off-ball linebacker at the Senior Bowl, something like that? Inside? He
Man,
moved around a
him-
lot that week.
Him, like Aubrey Miller. If James Houston didn't teach y'all something last year, nothing's gonna teach
Isaiah
y'all anything.
Land lived in the backfield with fam, bro.
Dude,
Houston
like
had
he's legit.
Couple good games. Is he starting this year for Detroit?
Houston's
Man,
got to
look.
start. Yeah, he's gonna start for Detroit.
I
He
didn't
started
even know
as soon as
Isaiah-
they brought him
Dave, I
in.
didn't
He
even know
started.
He was still available.
I mean, at this point, we just taking
this
them
is
just 'cause
easy,
they want
man.
the
Isaiah Land,
HBCUs.
period.
Where's Shador at?
The door's next
Stupid.
year.
So
The
what?
door's
So
next
all
year.
right. So what we
He
looking
plays
at?
for Colorado.
In all seriousness, what we
He's in
looking at?
Colorado now.
Schumacher here.
He's in Boulder.
Schumacher.
Yeah, but
Freezing his
Schumacher.
ass off.
Yeah, I think we're
Hey,
gonna
y'all
take
got to give
Schumacher.
me and Dave this one, man. Isaiah Land, bro. We both studied.
But Land's legit.
We seen this
Shoemaker's
guy, man.
Shoemaker's not even a legit pass catcher like that.
Yeah,
I'd
we
take
still
Wi-
got
I'd take
145 too. We're not gonna wait that long.
All I'm
I'd
gonna
take
say is this
Wiley
about
over
Shoemaker.
Shoemaker.
If you're gonna take Shoemaker this high, we gotta have a discussion of whether or not they're gonna actually utilize him.
He's a blocking tight end mainly.
That's my thing, right? Because we always talk about how we be drafting these tight ends. We're gonna actually use them in the passing game.
Right.
We're gonna have a rookie. We're gonna have a rookie quarterback starting. We took Bryce Young, so we're gonna have a rookie quarterback starting. So we gotta have a tight end that's a pass catcher tight end. I don't think Schumacher is like the best tight end to take.
Wiley has a better receiving skill set.
Y'all be all over the place.
I'm being honest. Now, if you're gonna take a tight end, you better take a pass catcher tight end.
Wiley
is
like
when I no tight ends.
So Josh Wiley's here.
But that's a reach. You can get him later.
I mean, it's a reach for sure, but I mean,
I'd rather take another position.
We can get his teammate at 207. He get late to it 207 and get.
That's my point. Like if you're gonna take a tight end.
Okay, so
take a pass catcher
if we're not taking a tight end, what are we taking? We talking about what we're not gonna take. What are we gonna take?
Probably linebacker.
They take the FAMU boy.
Linebacker. Me and Dave already told Isaiah Land, bro.
Because
Twan seemed pretty adamant about Isaiah
There's my
Land.
vote right there.
He seemed like the surest
Y'all took
one.
a guard already,
Ivan
because I know Mark Evans is gone already, but
We did
y'all
get
took
a
a guard
linebacker
already.
earlier.
Hey, Coltrane, you could go
Perfect
back.
opportunity
You go
for
back
him.
to that first game when they played Carolina, man. Isaiah Land was back there. Hey, what's the quarterback again for the Tar Heels?
Drake May.
I don't.
Big man,
Drake
ask
May.
Drake May about Isaiah Land.
Yeah, Land was in the backfield.
They kept on looking to the camera like, who is this guy?
All right, so what y'all want to take Land here or Pace?
My vote is Pace.
If we're going linebacker,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at taking a linebacker here. I'm not.
What is Land's measurables?
We can take a linebacker. That's fine.
Hey, Dave, don't wither. Just go Land.
You don't need to see his
because Land will be there later. The way the things are ranked, Land will be there
Land.
later.
You can take Land way later. We got a couple more picks yet.
You don't need his measurables. He went to an HBCU. That means take him.
Pace.
Look at that, man.
Y'all over here pounding the table to draft him 2 rounds early.
Yeah.
All right, so again,
in some draft, it's real talk.
My
real
vote
talk,
Pace.
Pace.
In real talk, in some draft rankings, they have him as a 4th round grade.
Yeah,
All jokes aside, they have him as a
he's
4th
higher
round
in some
grade.
places.
Yeah,
for
he's
sure.
higher in some places.
Isaiah Land is going that low.
Like Land
he's
from
not going to go that low in the real draft, bro.
From an HBCU standpoint, he's probably going to be the second player taken. He's probably going to be
so
the
for
early
the
day 3 pick.
For the sake of this draft, I'm going to take Pace because everybody's
I'm cool
saying
with taking a
Pace.
linebacker here because we need
So
one.
I'm taking Pace.
And
I'm
it's
taking
gonna
Pace.
be draft day, and Isaiah Land gonna be undrafted.
You're out your damn
he's gonna get
mind.
drafted.
I'll put money on that.
He's gonna get drafted.
How much you want? How much you want?
He's not going undrafted. He's not going in the 4th round.
He ain't going undrafted. How much money you want?
T-Money,
How much money you want?
He ain't
You wanna
going
bet
in
on
the
that one?
4th round.
No. You went from undrafted to 4th round. Which one you want? You said he was going to go undrafted. How much money you want?
What we taking?
I'll say he's the day 3 pick. He'll get drafted on day 3, and I think one of my guys gonna get drafted day 2.
Did we take corner yet? Yeah, we went corner.
We went Trice.
We took a corner.
Yeah, we went Trice. Yeah, so I think corner. I mean, wide receiver is something we need to take. Tyler Scott, and I'm with Dunk. Fort Wheaton is nice too. So I'm not pounding the table for him here right here, but I do like him.
How long is it gonna take any of these dudes on the list right now to play?
Oh, 4 Wheaton, 6'4", 221, runs a 4.3.
He like that.
Yeah.
What do you guys know about Dorian?
Ridiculous.
Yo, what do you guys tell me about Dorian Williams? What do you guys can tell me about Dorian Williams, man?
The linebacker?
Yeah, what you can tell me about Dorian Williams?
Smaller, good, moves good. He's a good mover.
How many more picks we got?
Outside or middle? You the outside guy or middle guy?
Is this the final pick for us?
No, we got a 7. We traded for a 7.
We got one more.
We traded for a 7.
They got about 4 Wheaton here, 6'4", 220, 4'3", 40.
And
yeah, I'm on the upside here, so let's go ahead and take Wheaton.
Yeah.
You got a lot of small receivers already.
Attack the ball. You know what I'm saying?
And he's from North Carolina.
He ain't gonna play until his rookie deal over and he go to another team.
That's every day 3.
I mean, our wide receiver room is always crowded, though, so it's gonna be. It is
crowded with names that people just like that don't do nothing.
Well, they gotta have people because you're running routes on air all the time. You got to keep people's legs fresh, especially when you got guys like Thielen that's older and Chark that can stub a toe and be out for.
We got Demir Bird though.
10 weeks.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to keep one of them.
Demir Bird.
207. That's where you take your HB. You get your HBCU guy at 207. You get him on Aubrey Miller.
If Landon's there at 207, that's the pick. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now.
Maybe we're gonna give Brent Burson a call.
So what we thinking? Nose right here?
You got Aubrey Miller too from Jackson State.
Jared Clark. Yeah, I had my eye on that.
Aubrey Miller's a beast too.
Isaiah Land just went. Land just
went. Land went to Houston at 201.
He gonna go way higher.
I think this is our last pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
BPA.
Dorian Thompson.
Dorian Thompson.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
All these wow.
Shadeen.
Hey,
Stetson Bennett.
Yo, I think I would take Shadeen.
Dang, they got Stetson falling to the 7th round.
Moving a wide receiver, he could become our Julian Edelman.
Some people have Bennett not even getting drafted.
Wiley's still here.
Wiley right there. Let's bring Wiley.
Yeah, if you want a tight end, Wiley's still here. I think
this should
be
Wiley.
Yeah, I'm not gonna argue with y'all. He'll be back here all day.
Man just won 2 damn national championships.
We just gotta sign an edge in free agency.
What's our overall grade? What are we guessing?
It's probably gonna be it's an A. It's an A, man.
It's gonna be a B minus.
B plus. Y'all getting a C. This is a C.
Plus.
This a C.
It's gonna be a C.
I ain't gonna lie.
The draft board flawed.
It's gonna be weighted heavy for Bryce.
Off season.
They said F. They said F.
Oh, Anthony Bradford. We met with him, the guard from LSU.
Look at that. You could have took Ibram over taking Gibbs in the second round.
Nah, Ibrahim not a. That's a different skill set.
Yeah, and he has some injuries.
No,
too.
but I'm saying if you
Pickle said F plus.
They killing us in the chat. They killing us in the chat. Yo.
I've been trying to tell them, man.
Aubrey Miller.
Aubrey Miller just went to the Giants. Y'all be.
Oh, the right brother that was on last year.
Wrong for that chat.
Yeah,
it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad.
Ooh, they mad
at us. We took a running back.
They don't like PFF hates running back stuff.
Told y'all it's an A.
That Wiley pick.
It's weighted.
They just want y'all to keep using a simulator. They ain't
it's not. It's weighted. It's weighted heavy with Bryce.
Oh, you did good. Good.
It's
job.
weighted. It's weighted heavy with Bryce.
In the second round of C plus. I told y'all.
I tell you what, we're gonna run the hell out of the football though.
Oh God.
It's Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara right there.
Off the rip.
I think we got credit for that trade. That trade mattered.
Yeah,
Yo, we about to pound the rock.
That trade helped.
They love the edge pick too.
You just
the edge
gave
pick
Miles
was
Sanders
position. I think it's position value with them with PFF.
I want to go watch him. I mean, he put up 11 sacks this past season.
Not just that. You just gave Booby Miles a bag, and you gonna take him back in a second.
He ain't. I mean,
He said this is too trash.
he didn't get a crazy bag like that. He got paid, but it wasn't like that.
You got a bag where you shouldn't be taking a running back in the second round.
Sanders ain't no home run hitter, man. Go look at some of his longest runs last year. He's not running away from nobody. Gibbs will run away from anybody.
Thank you.
Y'all been bragging. They've been bragging to me that Chuba, Canadian track star, he was supposed to be running away.
The fact that you called him a Canadian track star.
I've never heard that.
Eliminates all the credibility of you calling him a track star. I just want you to know that.
You never heard them say that. They say it on Madden too.
Yeah, I thought when Chuba came to us, he was gonna be man. Look, in college when Chuba, when he hit that seam, he was out.
Yeah.
Did they got Matt Rose' wife saying it too?
He ran for
running them down in the NFL.
Chuba ran for 2,000.
So that's what we really did. We took a second round pick that's not gonna start.
Who? Gibbs?
Gibbs not starting over.
Bro, it's not a you still not starting stuff, bro. It's about snap shares, man. Nobody cares about starting, bro.
It was always gonna be committee, man.
Nobody cares about starting.
Y'all want y'all rookie quarterback dropping the back to throw 45, 50 times.
Exactly.
It ain't gonna happen.
No,
it ain't gonna happen.
I'm saying I see the move. Booby, Chuba, and what's the other boy from last year?
Chuba doesn't mean. Listen, I'm the biggest Chuba defender there is. He don't mean nothing to this new coaching staff, man. Like, not even
the other young boy didn't look bad.
Jameer Gibbs reminds me, and John, I think you might agree with me.
We heard
Jameer Gibbs reminds me of Travis Etienne. Etienne's gonna run away from you, man.
I'm gonna let you know right now,
Jameer Gibbs has the same skill set.
I'm letting you know right now, bro. I don't appreciate the HBCU slander you out here throwing out here. Isaiah Land's probably gonna be a day 3 pick. Aubrey Miller's gonna be a day 3 pick. Mark Evans is probably going to be a day 2 pick. I'm going to go ahead and put that out there in the ether right now. Because, like, there's some guys out there that's going to be legitimate
Land going to
draft
be that
picks.
guy. Isaiah Land going to be that guy.
Where's he going to play is the question.
That's a big question, which is why he could
That
fall
is a big
too.
question. That is a big question. Aubrey Miller is going to be interesting too. Nuggets interesting as well. There's a lot of guys that are coming out of the HBCU front that's going to be interesting about where they're going to go. And there's a lot of guys that's going to be priority free agents that's interesting, particularly at the wide receiver spot, like your Shaq Davises from South Carolina State, Jadakiss Bonds from Hampton. Big body wide receivers that y'all be begging for.
I like watching them, and I
available.
like rooting for them. What's going to be the impact of the NFL?
Shaq Davis is a problem, bro. I don't care what you say. Shaq Davis was getting his
Shaq is a problem.
Against Clemson. Shaq Davis is a problem. Jadakiss Bonds is a problem when he played for Hampton. Like, I don't think you guys don't watch enough to understand they have the measurables. They can do it at the NFL level. I'm telling you. They're going to ball at the NFL level.
A lot of these dudes.
Somebody just got to take a chance of them.
I
hope to God. I don't think Shaq's going to get drafted, and I don't think Jadakiss is going to get drafted.
He should.
But I hope to God the Panthers bring them in as free agents. I hope they do.
Hey, the thing is, look, a lot of guys that go to HBUs is tradition too, man. Like their parents or their dads. Look, some guys don't choose to go to PWIs. They want to do the tradition thing, you know what I'm saying, or whatever.
I'm saying we do that every year.
It can hurt them. It can hurt them.
With the PWIs, we get excited.
But look,
all I'm going to say is this.
But what Dave is telling you,
all I'm going to say is this: the Detroit Lions drafted James Houston. They drafted James Houston. They set that man on the pine, put that man on the practice squad. That man showed up during Thanksgiving and sacked Josh Allen multiple times. Josh freaking Allen sacked him. Got better stats than the number 1 overall pick in the draft.
Hey, Dave.
Went to work.
Talk your ish.
I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you guys know. And it's not an accident that the guy from Detroit, the GM from Detroit,
Aggie Pride,
draft James Houston.
Aggie Pride.
The guy that's the GM, Brad Holmes, North Carolina A&T graduate.
Hey,
look, man, I'm just letting you know. You guys can front all you want on this smoke if you want, and you sleep on these guys that's coming from the HBCU ranks if you want. Not all of them are playing in the MEAC and the SWAC either. Some of them are playing in the CAA. Some of them are playing in Ohio Valley. So you go in front all you want. There's some talent out there, man.
I root for him.
There's one that got a Super
make
Bowl
me a
last
believer.
year.
I ain't just drafting him just to.
But one of the things Dave is saying too, man. Look, he's saying if you was ever gonna look that way, this year is one of the years you look that way with HBCUs, man. These guys is for real. And then the thing is now you sent a small shift. You're seeing a small shift. Like all guys are not going to PWIs anymore, man. Some of these guys, like the whole Deion Sanders thing that he did with Jackson State. Some of these guys now are picking because of the pickup with Jackson. Look, I don't agree with everything that Deion did, but one of the things he did good was he drew that attention to a lot of other HBCUs, man, and that's why me and Dave is so big on that. I mean, and Rashad, because I mean, not only did we attend those schools, man, but I'm telling you, like these guys now, man, a lot of these dudes are sacrificing. Look, they could go to the big PWI. They're choosing to go to HBCUs.
All right.
PFF is not going to let an HBCU shine, bro.
All right. On that note, let's close it out because I know a lot of people got to get ready to go, including myself. So real quick, we'll just go real quick around the table and let people know where they can find your information, and we can close this thing out. It's pretty good. So we'll start with Curtis.
Well, Rashad, Dave, thank you guys for putting this together. Truly appreciate it. You guys can follow us, Panthers on Tap on Twitter. And I appreciate your guys' show and everyone across the board, what you guys do for Panthers Nation on Twitter, because the content is great all across the board. So I appreciate it.
Thank you, Curtis. T-Money.
I appreciate doing this every year. Content-wise, of course, you have my main channel, Mr. T-Money 1993. You had a T-Money gaming channel, and then I just dropped a new channel where I'm interviewing colleges coaches, and it's called the Coaches Lounge with Tadeus Muhammad.
All right, Dump.
Yep, Twitter, Dunk on Demand. That's where all the foolishness goes down. But the YouTube account is at UB Sports Talk. So you got to look up on YouTube and you'll find me. Yeah, I mean, that's it, man. Appreciate the opportunity. It's always fun to get all these guys together and try to talk over each other.
Yes, sir. John.
Shad, Dave, appreciate y'all having me. Appreciate the panel, man. Panthers, look, we on the rise, man. And you can find me at the One Carolina Show.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, man, I need the drops, bro.
I need the
soundboard for real.
I need that, bro.
That's what's up. Twan Don.
Man, 704 Charlotte Bound Show. Man, first of all, I'd like to thank Dave and Rashard for inviting me over here. Hey, Mama, I made it. I'm on. I'm in that number. Tell them, Pat.
Yeah, you made it out.
Hey, look, y'all check out 704 Charlotte Bound Show, man. I also check out series I'm doing called Twana versus Everybody. I interview almost all these guys on this panel right now, one-on-one. I got to get to the rest of these dudes now, man, after they listen to you guys today, man. Just glad to be here with the guys, man.
All right, JD.
Yeah, y'all already know what it is. That handle right there, y'all hit that. Twitter, YouTube, all that good stuff. I do draft profiles on Twitter. You'll get film breakdowns of whoever we draft. So film threads, all that good stuff. Yeah, man, I'm just glad that, like they said, I'm glad to be in the number, bro. All the great content that's going on in Panthers Nation. It's not going to slow down because when we start winning, it's going to start going even more. So appreciate all of y'all, man.
Will?
You can find me at 4-Man Rush. Everybody else involved, you'll see in the Twitter handle, Monty, JD, Kev, Smooth, Norris, Vince, everyone else involved with that. Appreciate David and Rashad for having us on. Always a good time.
Cody.
Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all for having me, man. C3 Panthers podcast every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. and every Friday at 7 p.m. I'm also doing a brand new podcast with me and Monty Fady from the 4-Man Rush, me and Desmond Johnson, every Monday at 10:30. Embrace Debate, Carolina Panthers. That goes live on my Twitter. It goes live on Tobacco Sports Road Radio and on C3 Panthers podcast. Follow me on Twitter at Cody Lack, CODYLAC. I'm always talking junk on Twitter, man. That's a given. And then last but not least, I'm the Panthers analyst at drafttech.com, where I write first through third round comments for the Carolina Panthers and the Houston Texans. So it's a big here on the website for Draft Tech. And that's it, man. I appreciate y'all having me.
Last but not least, the OG, Pat.
First, let me say, man, appreciate you, Rashad. Appreciate you, Dave, for having me on. I am retired, so you can find me at the house. But you can follow me on Twitter, and also let me say I thank y'all for this, experience, because it reminded me of why I actually retired. This too much. I'm kidding, but I appreciate it, man. It was cool chopping it up with y'all. So thank y'all. Follow me on Twitter at Pat Cole Training.
All right, that's what's up, man. Once again, man. Oh, go ahead, Dave. Go ahead.
Let me do my quick shameless plug. So before we go, I always gonna harp for my HBCUs because on top of me doing PNP, I do cover HBCUs as well. I go live on Twitter Spaces every Wednesday night, either at 9 or 10 p.m. Just follow my handle at ChampD1012. We go do HBCU nightly on Wednesdays. I'm about to start something up on Fridays on Twitter Spaces as well. We cover HBCU sports across the board on Twitter Spaces. It's just something that we do. We talk about prospects. We're going over the spring games. I've been giving all these HBCUs heat because, they decided to have 18 spring games at the same time yesterday. So I've been giving them heat. So you just follow me. We have those discussion points about that. We go live every week on Wednesday nights at 10 p.m. So just follow us. Just hit me up. We can talk about it. I'll answer questions on my personal Twitter handle about that. I love my HBCUs. I love my alma mater at North Carolina A&T State University, but I always give heat to the others, and I love them all across the board. That's why I want to give you guys that credit, that heat. You guys be giving them credit because some of the greatest NFL players of all time came from them, like Jerry Rice.
Oh,
That's why
he gonna say that like I hate on HBCUs, man.
No, I just want to remind you guys, more NFL Pro Football Hall of Famers have come from South Carolina State, Clemson, and USC combined. and I'll leave it at that.
All right. So that said,
hey.
go ahead.
You got to
Tom.
shut out North Carolina Central University.
Oh no, I should have ended
No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that tonight. We're not doing that tonight.
I can't let you do that. Nah, I can't let you do that.
Not
until we left.
Who's going to the draft party?
National champions.
Who is going to the draft party? That is a good question. Who is going to the draft
party? The draft party be right here at the crib.
State town.
We are doing a draft party. We are going to do something for PNP.
Yeah,
I'm gonna hop on the Roar of the Lions at some point during the draft party. I think I agreed to like the 9th pick or after our pick or something like that. I'm in agreement with them to do something. I'll let you guys know when it was. I can't remember.
All right. So that said, man, we getting out of here. Appreciate y'all again. Hang in there. We doing a lot of good stuff out here, man. Appreciate y'all for hopping on with us. Love y'all content. Love y'all, man. Appreciate y'all. And it's gonna get better. Like, so I can't remember who said it, but yeah, I think was it John who said that? It's gonna get better from here up when we get the W's. So hang in there. Subs gonna go up. So hang in there. Keep creating, and we're gonna be just fine. All right. That being said, man, thanks. We out. Peace.